before you rescue Ashley.
It's funny how your first thought was that it was a regenerator from the terrible breathing and not that Ashley was developing asthma.
I guess.
That would have been my thought. I'd be like, oh man, I hope she brought her inhaler.
Yes, George. That's often what I think when I hear breathing in a Resident Evil game.
That feels like a Reggie response. That was really funny. Like from George.
A Reggie response is really funny to Reggie.
It's just like, it's so random of a thought. It's like you guys are he's talking about one thing specific, and you're like, what if it was asthma? It's just like it's so like matter of factly out of nowhere.
Well, I'm glad that you appreciated it, Reggie.
Yep.
I'm glad someone did.
That's exactly what I said.
But things like that feels like a time. I feel like I would say something like that, and Patrick would call me out on it. So.
It's okay if he calls you out on it. Just say whatever the fuck you want. What's he gonna do? Call you out?
What's he
I'm
gonna
not
do?
worried
Do
about
the
it.
thing you just said.
I'm just saying, he usually would.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying it matched a pattern, and it made me laugh because of it. Light all the farms on fire.
I did not.
My turn.
Dude,
I like to never turn off
You know what?
mercenaries. It's just
I don't
free
like
treasure
doing
and money. Attack me.
I started
Not impressed.
collecting the Gundam card game. The art is phenomenal.
Here we go.
But yeah, I'm gonna play a little Monster Hunter. Because I gotta be
Escape
number
no- That was random.
it's Saba's fault that I'm playing Resident Evil 4, by the way.
Who?
Saba, Nugura.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I forgot her. I forgot that she is Saba now. Like, I forgot her new name.
Dude.
Or her new persona.
Ooh.
Would it be a fursona?
No, because it's fishy.
So it's scale sona?
Oh, what? I don't know if fish is scale. Subculture.
Bring it on.
If I had to guess, though, yes.
Russia had a 8.9 earthquake on their Pacific coastline, and a small tsunami. A small tsunami video I just saw.
I can never decide on whether I hate this one more or not than the original. This clock tower.
Taking to the sky.
It's pretty hateable.
I actually wonder how hard could it possibly get when you get closer towards the end of the game after they already throw all their shit at you.
Well, It's not just that they're throwing endgame shit at you. Perfect example. You know when you fight the Bella sisters.
Through the sky.
Uh-huh.
So in that fight, they throw the Bella sisters, Dr. Salvador, a brute, whatever the gun brutes are called. I can't remember what they're called. Right? And then by this point in the game, everything's head can turn into the two variations of Plagas. So either whippies or one-shot bites.
Oh.
Flashing through the sky.
But that seems like more annoyances than anything. I also assume that they give you a lot of or they'll give you a lot of, you know, ammo and everything too on that end too, right?
Well, the stuff you can buy from the shop is different. The bolt thrower does not exist. But instead, you get access to Ada's crossbow, and you get access to the flamethrower.
Well, the flamethrower should be pretty damn useful.
When upgraded, yes, but when you first get it, holy shit, it's not worth it, because the amount of fucking ammo it uses...
Yeah.
And
it's ammo drain.
the fucking ammo drain is insane, and then the fucking, how much that shit takes up in terms of space.
Yeah.
Ugh. Where does this ladder lead? Oh. Hell yeah. First aid spray. It's been a long time since I've had a first aid spray. I'll take that. Also, my merchant has been replaced with Jill in the merchant's outfit.
Medium depth.
Hang on
It's not
tight.
bad.
With AI voiceover. And the AI voiceover is just the
Mega
merchant's
thrust.
voice feminized,
Mhm.
which does not fit Jill.
You stranger!
It's not that bad.
Scared everyone in his own home.
Umawida.
That was my that was my best attempt of feminine. Huh? Yeah. This is the female armor of the. I'll probably buy this because these are good arms, and that's it. I might just buy all of them
Here
eventually.
we go.
Let's make these.
Hang on tight.
I think you got time. I think it's until end of August.
46
August
miles.
28th, I think, is the last day.
Oh god, I just realized. Salvador's not gonna be alone. What did they put with him?
Great.
Not Salvador,
The chief?
what's his name? What?
Chief?
No, I've long since beat the chief. What's his name? Ramon. Ramon is not gonna be alone, and I don't know what they're gonna give him.
It's gonna be full of regenerators.
I have a feeling it's gonna be something worse.
Hang on tight. Hang on tight.
Damn it! Please kill me. I accidentally used my gold egg. I no longer wish to live.
Flashing through the sky.
So, next week, Monster Hunter is going to add a new difficulty.
Nice.
No, they're not going to add G rank. It's just going to be another upgraded difficulty from high rank. So I guess it's going to be like a high rank plus kind of thing.
Problem I have with this kind of stuff is it's Band-Aid, Band-Aid, Band-Aid. It's like, no, fix the problem at the core.
You're talking about Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, I think just the issue is that people probably consume Monster Hunter a little bit too hard. And the problem at its core is that they made the game too user-friendly for new players.
Well, yeah, but that's my point, right? Like, it should be if they're trying to make things more user-friendly, they should have made things have a more friendly curve, not a just fucking flatline it situation.
Oh yeah. The difficulty curve is non-existent.
What have we here?
I agree with you there.
And having, again, like I said, having played fucking Monster Hunter 3U again, I am 100% convinced now that it is exactly as I feel, and not just oh, I'm not aware of how difficult it actually is.
Here we go.
And I need to die because I threw my egg in properly, and I am not fucking...
Yeah.
It,
Yeah, but
they weren't too annoying with Ramon.
I will say though that the devs seem to really care about Monster Hunter in general with the amount of content and attempted, even if they're band-aids, the fact that they're throwing band-aids like crazy shows that they care to some degree. You know,
Oh, I
because
have no doubt they care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone accusing Capcom of not caring
Bring it on.
Wanting to kill their own game. I think those are stupid comments.
Oh yeah.
But like, I mean, anyone saying there is a problem with this game, it's like, yes, undoubtedly. And World just didn't have that problem. I mean, it was starting to, but it wasn't so bad.
I don't know. For me, World did have that problem only because, the only thing I give World over Wilds right now is the fact that it did technically take me longer to reach the end of the game. But the difficulty, it was not at all difficult. Like, I also never fainted in World until G rank. And like, even the first Elder Dragon that you fight, like, people were complaining about how oversized he was and how he was difficult to hit and stuff like that. And that is like true for like a lot of weapons for characters. Like Great Sword, I'm sure he was very annoying because he would run across the whole map. It was a big map. But for Insect Glaive, which was when I first did it, Insect Glaive was so busted back then.
Well, I think part of the problem right there is that Insect Glaive was kind of busted. Not.
Yeah, but I
don't really
also,
think it's
but also,
busted. But I just mean, like, in terms of, like, if you master Insect Glaive, the ceiling is so high that it's just like...
well, that was the thing, is that I had to get out of Longsword because my friends didn't want to play with me if I had Longsword because they said that I would trip them. So then I was like, okay, fine, I'll pick something else. Like,
I can relate to that one.
yeah, but now they don't trip. So fuck you guys. Keeping my Longsword.
A bit of violence,
But yeah, so I had to pick up Insect Glaive. So, granted, that was my first time ever using Insect Glaive. So I wasn't even playing Insect Glaive correctly by the time I beat the game. This is a tiny one. That's the smallest Rompopolo I've ever seen.
The one thing I will say, though, like, I wouldn't say World was difficult. like 3U is,
Danger.
but the difficulty spike was more noticeable than Wilds. Wilds, like you're saying, oh, I didn't faint until G rank in World, and I'm like, okay, that's great because I feel that, but I still felt like I had way more chance to die in Worlds if I was stupid. In Wilds, I don't even have to really think. I just run up monster, press button, monster die.
Yeah. They have been doing better though with the new monster releases. I mean, Laggy Acris really changed things up. And Seregios is actually a threat. Like he was kind of always a threat, but he feels like a much bigger threat in this game than in his other games.
The islands have so many side quests.
Like I give him that. And I mean, the sad part is that if you do want the difficulty, you have to do the tempered versions of them. Because otherwise your gear is so powerful that, you know, they're just gonna feel like average hunts.
Well, apparently I'm under tsunami advisory.
I doubt, There was 13 feet ones that hit Russia, but it was right off the Russian coast.
Yeah, this was 15 minutes
That
ago
wave
that
has a
something
lot
else
of time
happened.
to weaken by the time it hits the west coast. Like I could see maybe Hawaii getting something because it's halfway from here, halfway to there or whatever. But like, I don't think the west coast will hardly get anything. Well, I mean, I don't know, and they got to give out warnings either way, right? But like, I've followed a lot of that stuff before, and it's like that's a long way for a tsunami to travel.
Yeah, this was issued 15 minutes ago. Let's see.
Like, even when Japan is probably slightly closer in a straight line from Japan to, Seattle-ish, whatever the coastline of Washington, Oregon. And they had a 9 point something, in 2011, and that tsunami, I don't even think reached the West Coast. So it was closer and stronger. What's annoying is, like, I follow a ton of people, and some of them are conspiracy people, but what's crazy is they attribute too much in nature to being man-made, and it just annoys the fuck out of me. Bro, weather is common, it's not being manipulated, okay? Not on such a large scale. It's, like, insane. And then it's like, oh, look at there's been an earthquake right after terrible documents were released. That means the deep state caused it. It's like, no, it didn't. Why? Why would they cause this? What, the worst the tsunami's doing is some damage to the loneliest Russian city in existence? Like, what's the point? Like, if you could cause earthquakes on a massive scale, why aren't you fucking nuking New York or or other major cities with earthquakes? It's like causing normal events in normal regions for said events means it's nothing. It's like,
Yeah, but
outliers.
That's what they want you to think, Reggie. It would be too obvious.
Well, the funny thing is these people are all like, think with your mind, use logic. Well, my logic says you guys are being a little too dumb, and I believe in a lot of conspiracies that they believe in. But I don't attribute everything in the natural world to being somehow man-made. That's just ridiculous. And until I see intensive evidence otherwise, I'm not going to believe it.
Nah, the Democrats invented weather machines. They're controlling the weather. Clearly,
Well,
have you noticed the blue states have the best weather, but the red states don't?
I mean, Florida's pretty good. I don't know, but
no, how dare you? Don't say Florida had good weather. Florida
Texas,
always had shit weather. Florida always had bullshit weather. I hated Florida weather.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny.
Ever since Florida became a red state instead of a swing state, the weather turned to shit.
The weather
Payback.
turned to shit.
We got more hurricanes. We got more heat waves.
Well, it's like if
it's Obama, the fucking treasonous pig.
What's frustrating is the stuff that like the conspiracies of theirs that I do follow are stuff they're knowledgeable in, and it makes sense to me, and I'm like, okay. But like them talking about like the weather and like tectonic plate activity, they don't know. I know these people well enough to know that they don't know fucking nothing about how that works, and not even by normal science. Like, even if you want to discount that science has been bullshitted, like, you don't even know the basis of the science to ridicule it, you know? It's like how can you ridicule something if you don't even understand how it works in the first place? And you guys clearly don't, and you are clearly associating every form of any natural event as being somehow related to something else, when it's just, there's no correlation. Like, it's just natural.
Just curious.
If we got like multiple, like say we got like an eight, like all down the thing. I mean, that would be pretty scary if all of a sudden we got a bunch of 8.5s down the entire coastline over the next 5 days. Well, that would be beyond any pattern we've ever seen in human history's recorded history. So that would be scary and definitely make me think there's something extraordinarily happening. But it's like when a storm or a natural event is happening within normal parameters in its normal region in its normal season, and it's following the average of all of it, you can't say that it's man-made. Like, if it is, they're making something so perfectly that it disguises as a normal event. I mean, what's the point, you know? Like, if you could make natural disasters, you would make a natural disaster that kills, millions of people, or outside of the season, or something obvious. It's just like, some people got flooded. I'm sure there's some people dead, and there's probably a lot of damage done to the Russian coast, but it's just like, think how much energy it must take to power whatever machine is either going to somehow change the entire weather of a planet, which is not just something you just spring into your fingers, or is going to cause an earthquake that was 50 miles deep. We can't even drill that deep. So how the hell are we causing an earthquake that deep? And it's like, the amount of energy and power it would take to cause that is so, even if we could, like, theoretically, is so much, it's not worth whatever damage you hope to cause. You might as well just go in and assassinate people or something. Or bomb them.
Yeah, bombing probably would be easier.
That it'd just be more it'd be easier, it'd be more cost effective, it'd just be a better use of whatever resources, the deep state may have to fight people, than to be like, I'm going to cause a slightly abnormal rainstorm, or I'm going to cause a powerful earthquake. Like, in a place where that's really common. It's just like, that's nothing. And it annoys me how many people are like, be critical thinkers, while they all uncritically think on this one issue. It's just like, oh my god. So I called him out. We'll see what happens with it. I'm like, this is just normal, guys. This is nothing. Like, come on, let's not lose our minds about natural events.
So what's their take on Flat Earth?
Please stop puking.
Thank God they don't believe in Flat Earth. I'd honestly block anyone that believes in Flat Earth.
There we go. Okay.
Like, oh hell no. You believe in Flat Earth, you're gone. Your opinion is worthless.
Yeah,
really?
that's what I thought.
My opinion is
I thought that too. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I said, what? You think my opinion's worthless?
I don't believe you have one of that degree.
Hang on tight.
Nice.
I don't believe you could believe in Flat Earth. It's like, okay, well, I guess I don't know if that's I don't know if
you
like
believe in Flat Earth, you are low intelligence, or you're mentally just, I don't know, fucked up somehow or something.
Though
like,
I don't.
There's so many ways to prove Flat Earth wrong, and they just will be like, they'll just close their eyes and be like, if I can't see it, it's not real. Like, just like, okay, bye.
Well, what I love the most is watching the Flat Earth videos, because a lot of them do the theories where they're like, well, if this thing happens, then this proves that the Earth is flat. And then they do the experiment, and it proves that the Earth is
proves them wrong.
Wait for
So yeah, and then they'll just be like, well, somehow that truth wasn't evident in my eyes because I stabbed him out. I don't know.
have to move fast. I
Giving
can't maintain them
Ramon.
for very long.
I was
I
like,
do
oh,
think
what are they going to spawn with Ramon? What are they
My
going to spawn
celestial conspiracy is that the Earth's magnetic field is weakening, and therefore the effects of space weather and the sun affect the planet more, which is what is disturbing our weather, changing our climates, and causing more tectonic shit to happen. Not much at the moment, but I think it's going to get worse over time. You know, so that's
We
a
should
conspiracy
also
because
be
a lot of
getting
people.
more-
A lot of people believe in climate change, but they think it's man-made, and the other half don't believe in climate change whatsoever, unless it's also man-made, but not in the way, not like human side effects, but human direct cause somehow. And then there's just ones that don't believe in it at all. So there are ones that believe in mine, but they're a lot fewer. So we'll see what happens though.
What was it? I was good. Damn it! I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh no, that's what it was. If the Earth's magnetic field is weakening, then that would mean that we should be getting more radiation too. Then, right?
Yeah.
Has there been any
it's-
radiation?
I mean, based on the stuff I've watched and studied, I'd say yeah. And part of it, how you can see the effects of it is humans are getting crazier, and people are like, oh well, it's society, and very well could just be society. I mean, I don't know nothing 100% to be sure, but I think humans are getting more of it, and it's making us all a little bit crazier. Like if you're leaning into emotions, you're gonna be more affected.
Nah,
I think it's affecting a lot of things. I mean, it affects animal navigation, and there's more and more animals that are having issues, not just whales with navigation, because their navigation's dependent on the magnetic field.
But whales
like
is not
our-
a very tree anyways.
I think the effects on us humans and all that, we won't see them. Like, they're slow. I mean, and double the increased radiation or something, let's say we take. I mean, maybe in 50 years we'll notice some effects of that, you know? That's just kind of like a slow killer or whatever. Slow affectant. I think we'll see more effects out of, like, the weather. I watch the weather. I watch meteorologists, and, like, I've seen, like, say the sun will do a solar flare, and then we'll give a CME, you know, and it'll be like night aurora in the sky, and everyone's like, "Woo, wow, we." Well, the next day after one of those events have happened, I've seen so many times in the last few years storm events that will suddenly get like this massive upgrade, and like every weather guy, and I mean these are people who've been in the field for 40 years, are just like, "What the heck happened? What was this uptick from?" And it's like right after a CME hits Earth, and it's like that energy from that CME is amplifying the weather because it affects the weather, and it's like no one seems to notice that because no one teaches that. No one has. That's not been a thing in the past, but it is now. So I think we'll see more effects of the weather changing, more like the climate changes where it's just slightly out of the pattern that it was for the past, like, say 50-60 years, you know, of record keeping. I think we'll see more of that, probably more earthquakes, and I wouldn't be surprised if more volcanoes wake up over time. They say our volcano, like, the volcanoes apparently were really active in the 1800s, but which I don't think was related to the sun, they just were, I don't know. But, and then they've been sleeping kind of since then, most of them. So we'll probably get more of those wake up. And then people will, then if you have volcanoes pumping out as much aerosols as they pumped out in the 1800s, it ain't gonna be the humans causing the climate to change. It's gonna be the fucking volcanoes.
Mount Rainier is one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, and it has been rumbling recently. So if it blows, I'll most likely die. Just to let you guys know. But, you know.
Yeah. Well, you have a chance, if only because you are on an island. Like,
it depends on which way
Seattle's
it goes,
probably cooked.
Yeah.
One of the biggest dangers this is like from the time I lived in Washington. They said that one of the biggest dangers, why Mount Rainier is more dangerous than even some of the other volcanoes within the range too, is because it has an entire glacier on top of it. like they said they estimated like 1 cubic mile of ice is sitting on top of that, and if it goes, all that's turned into water. That's like a fucking ocean coming down. And if you look at the old Lahar like mud routes,
Here we go.
like fucking Tacoma and Seattle are under that shit. All those other little cities out that I've been to in my life, all under it.
Yep.
Feel the burn.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild disaster that no one's honestly seen in like modern time.
Yep, and they say that we'll have a 30-minute warning. That's nothing. I can't take a shit
Yeah.
some days on 30 minutes.
30 minutes from a volcano that's like fucking 50 miles away is pretty like that stuff's gonna be moving quick.
Fun times.
Honestly, and Washington, the whole West Coast is like mega overdue for, you know, Cascadia hasn't had a mega quake in 300 years, you know, and Japan's had several, Alaska's had like 2 in the last 100 years, but like the Cascadia is like the big fault line, and it's been like 300 years, and it's constantly having tons of mini earthquakes, and there's a good chance that this could go out like in Morrowind, where you have a mega thrust earthquake that triggers the volcano. Which is what they say happened in like Morrowind. It had a massive earthquake that triggered Red Mountain.
Let's carve a path.
And so you could have a mega thrust that ends up triggering the Cascadia Mountains. Maybe one, maybe them all, who knows? Turn into the worst natural disaster fucking all lifetime.
So, again, I gotta say, I was not expecting Ramones. I was like, oh, I was expecting the 2 guards to be with Ramon. I was expecting that to be what it is. And then I saw it was just the ordinary, like, out-of-body Plagas. And I was like, oh, okay, those aren't so bad. Oh, I underestimated how annoying they are.
Great.
Oh, the restaurant I told you? It's just an option. We don't have to eat there. Is he dead? Oh, he's dead. Yeah, I'm just getting event stuff. What do you need?
Oh, lovely.
I kicked his ass real quick this time.
The bug? The mosquito?
Yeah.
Whoa! Too small.
Let the ink flow.
I'm being scared.
Your turn to shine. Your turn to shine.
Careful, Verso.
Patrick, are you gonna get to Rise eventually, or are you just sticking with Ryu?
The Rise.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise.
Go back. Yeah, eventually I'll play Rise again.
Oh, Yadira, could you pass me my charger?
And I'll eventually
No,
play
Kurt.
every.
Get ready.
Well, maybe not every Monster Hunter.
Yeah, because I will never touch Monster Hunter 1.
I don't know, Monster Hunter 1 is good.
Here we go.
I can't. The controls are too much. I can't handle the controls.
Play the best one of them all. Metal Gear Peace Walker.
Are you fucking kidding me? Not what you said.
I was gonna say damn bad.
One-shotting Ramon. one-shotting. I fucking hate Ramon. I hate that they gave him a one-shot. What?
I'm gonna go fight Gearex.
Man, it's too bad Gearex wasn't in the Monster Hunter game itself. Because that was a really badass collab that they did.
Yeah.
The Final Fantasy one's better.
Okay, this
I
game
do
just
think
went
the
from a 4 out of 5 to a 5 out of 5 for one reason only. I can still examine the trash cans.
Are you back in Lumiere?
Yeah. It's a perfectly normal trash can.
Did you examine the special trash can the second time?
I don't remember if I did in the beginning or not.
Oh, so if you examined the special trash can in the beginning of the game rewards you for examining the trash can again upon revisiting Lumiere.
Oh, okay. Well, I just got here, so we'll find out.
Yeah. Make sure you check it. He leaves you a note. It's really nice. And actually, because you will likely miss it, because it's so easy to miss, be on, really look around the area, because the best expedition ever is located.
Expedition 69, I'm guessing.
No, not 69. 69 was in the Land of Mask. No, the greatest expedition of all time. I don't remember their number. No, not. I don't remember their number, Yadira. I think it was 53 or something. But that's the greatest expedition of all time. The only expedition that probably it would have been a totally different title if those guys were the ones.
Oh, are you talking about the Muscle Men meme that I keep seeing?
Yeah. Yeah, their expedition, their thing, you have to fish it out. So when you're near a body of water, just kind of do a quick glance around. Actually, I can just tell you where it is. It's by the Opera House. So when you get near Opera House, look around. Because it's so easy to miss. I was so pissed off because I beat the game, did New Game Plus, I didn't find them.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go all the way to the end of the story again if you just want to see their shit. So yeah, it's better off to just tell you where it is. It's there.
By the way,
Expedition 60?
I did have to clap though when I did find Expedition 69 because they're the mounting division. I'm just like,
yeah,
yes.
They're the mounting division.
Yes.
I was like, and you know what? Expedition 69 carried us through all the way.
They did. They never let us down.
They never let us down.
Oh dear.
I'm thinking that they made the egg not do much damage to Ramon. Oh my god.
I did good here. I think the only thing I want from the female side is the harpoon gun.
Oh, I hate this fight so much.
The news is like, a tsunami barrels towards Japan. And it's just like, I'm just imagining what a tsunami looks like in open ocean. You barely notice it. barreling through the water. Yeah.
I'm sure the people of Japan are like freaking the fuck out though.
What's funny is there's probably Americans who think it's just a tidal wave literally traveling through the ocean. But they're like barreling, they're like imagining it.
Oh my god, I hate Ramon so much. Everyone's
The thing
like,
is,
oh, I'm
it's
so
Japan,
happy
though,
with this new fight. I'm like, no, I'm
Honestly,
not.
pretty used to this though.
This fight's terrible. Even without the Berserker mod, I've always fucking hated this fight.
I did like Ramon though.
I'm fine with Ramon himself, but this fight, ugh. They took a, like, it wasn't challenging, obviously, but they took a fight that was like a fight, and they turned it into a fucking running into a train face first.
You know, I wasn't paying attention, you dear, but this is a Rathian.
That.
See the tail?
What is this?
This is the main base. Oh, and that's a Rathalos right there.
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah, these were just decorations that they added for the festival.
Oh.
They upgraded it from an 8.7 to an 8.8, which is kind of rare. They usually downgrade earthquakes. They usually knock it down a few points, or like not like a full point, obviously, but like a points.
I don't worry about the hurricanes too much until it gets really, really, really close.
Yeah.
Like hurricanes specifically, because in Florida, like if it's a Category 5, I don't care if it's a Category 5 until after it hits Miami, because Miami could be getting the Category 5, and then Orlando gets a Category 3. Or if you are in Tallahassee, you live in the MAG zone, and hurricanes just don't affect you.
Remember that hurricane they had a few years ago that like went over that island in the Bermuda and then just fucking sat on top of it, like, welcome to the grinder zone. Just like blended that whole island down to like nothing over like, I think it was like 20 hours. It just like it was like a full-sized hurricane that didn't move at all. It spun, but it didn't go anywhere. So the eye just sat over this island, just rotating for like 20 hours.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, and but like, it's so weird because like every hurricane is constantly moving, even if they sometimes will just spin in circles. But this one literally was just frozen in place, spinning. Like, it's kind of weird how long that's happened. See, that would be like something like, I don't know, maybe they have somehow to keep a hurricane in one spot. That was abnormal, you know? But it's like all these other events, it's like none of this is abnormal, guys. Like, I saw someone be like, look at these little cells that popped up along this this area over here, and then it turned into a Derico or Dericho, or I can't remember how you fucking say it. Windstorm that's like multi-state for the northern states. And it's common. It happens every year at this time of year in the northern states. And they're like, I saw these little storms pop up on radar. If you don't know what the fuck you're looking at, then you're gonna assume everything's man-made, okay? Because those storms popped up along a boundary front. That happens the entire fucking planet. That's how storms work. You're literally calling out storm activity that everyone knows is the basis for storms. It happens in Oklahoma every year with tornadoes and shit. And it's like, this is fake. And it's like, no, it's not. It's standard.
Interesting.
I do think that the U.S. is unique for the level of stupidity amongst its.
The thing is the government has lied to its people, and now there's people that don't believe in the government. But the problem is, and this you can just throw this right back at the government. Yes, people are stupid and dumb, that's for sure. But like, the problem is if once the people trust in the government so much to tell the truth that once they find out it's lying, it just unravels everything. because now they don't know what to believe in. So they latch onto the first wild conspiracy that makes sense, and they just go with it. And they latch onto it for dear life. You don't know what you're talking about. You just believe in that government stuff. It's like, oh my god. The government wasn't lying about everything.
Incoming.
Okay, the government wasn't lying about the weather and how it works. There's too many people doing the weather for that, you know?
That's more like it.
But, you know, now they don't believe in it at all. So it's the government's fault for lying and causing people to mistrust it, and then people just aren't educated on a lot of things and are even less educated than they were in the last few decades, and it's just a lot of problems stacking up at once. I've literally seen people on Twitter be like, it's a cloud, look at this cloud. It's literally a storm cell. If you're in a flat zone where you could, and there's no other storm clouds, you'll see this in Oklahoma and stuff. When you get like a big thunderstorm, makes an anvil, what's called an anvil head. So it literally looks like a nuclear explosion happening, and when it hits like 40,000 feet roughly, the clouds spread out because it reaches an air, like a cloud level that the clouds don't go past it very well because of different temperatures, and so it will spread out and it looks like a flattened anvil head, like it's been hammered, you know, from the gods hammering it or whatever. It has lots of lightning and creates like tornadoes and shit. And people are like, look at that, it's a fake cloud, it's man-made. It's just like, this happens thousands of times every year, and you've never looked up and seen it, and now you see it for the first time, pulling your eyes off your fucking cell phone and looking at the sky and going, well, everything's fake and magical. It's just, it's very frustrating how stupid people are about certain subjects. I've spent way too much time autistically poring over weather and earth stuff for me to be like, come on, you idiots, stop being stupid.
At least people believe in magic again.
What's funny is they'll hang the government. They would hang all the government, and none of this would stop. Like nothing would ever stop. It's like the government's gonna pass a bill. They're trying to pass a bill to block all weather modification. Guess what? The funny thing is nothing's gonna fucking change because for the most part, it's not manipulated. You know, it's normal weather. And I feel like that's a big reason why, like, people are like, why isn't Trump talking about this? Scholars are like, why isn't Trump talking about this conspiracy? Maybe because for once, this one isn't the conspiracy. All this other shit he talks about is, but not this. You know, like, if Trump and the government, whatever, comes out with like real on files that say we have earthquake machines and other crazy shit, then, you know, maybe I'll change my opinion. But as far as I can tell, they're ignoring it and fighting the other important fights, and it's just normal weather and normal effects.
You know what? That honestly would have been the key thing to make people stop asking about the Epstein files, though.
This conversation is too autistic.
Files to kill themselves.
I honestly do believe that Trump is going to arrest the people on that list. I think I don't know why exactly. I mean, it's frustrating. I wish he'd just drop the fucking list. But I also think he's playing a game against, you know, he's playing chess against other evil chess players, you know, on a political bullshit level that we normal civilians can't really see the full effects of. We only get little bits of it here and there. And I think he wants it out, but he can't put it out the way that we want, that we the people want. Well, that sucks.
I think it's literally,
but I still think it's going to occur.
I think it's literally just as simple as he's on the list too. Even if he didn't do anything bad, try convincing everybody in the country that.
I don't even think it's him on the list. I think it's
he's been on. His names have been in the files. People have known that for 10 years. That's ancient knowledge. That's ancient facts
but
they're pulling out and acting like they're new.
But if it hits now, it would be bad.
Well, that's the thing. Even if people know that, Reggie, it's a concrete physical list versus people saying he's on the list and that they know he's on the list.
The thing is if my point is he's gonna bring out the people and they're gonna get in trouble. but it may not be in the direct course we want. We just want a list to come out so we can personally go out and hunt every motherfucker on the list. But government's not going to give us that way. They're going to do it in a different way, and it's still going to end up happening. It's just not going to happen when we want it. Now, I think, why did he come out and like troll everyone and be like, oh, there's no list, why is everyone asking? I don't know. I feel like it would have been just a better idea to just string us along until he was ready to actually release the list than to do this weird game he's playing, but I still think he's going to do it. I think he's just playing a game against other people, so.
Personally, that's the only reason. That's the only reason why I don't think it's 5D chess in his brain, is mainly because you can't just be like, there's files, the files are on my desk, we have the files.
Here's the thing why I don't think he's on the list.
But here's the thing is, but I'm not done with all the things that he literally said. Was that we have the files, but I'm not. We have the files, but the files were created by Obama and Hillary and all of these people, and it was made by them. And also, why did they not incriminate me with those files? I don't know. I have the list. I'm going to give you the list, or stop talking about the list. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I know. And that point of that is, we normal civilians can't figure out what the fuck Trump's on about. And either can his enemies. No one can figure Trump out. He makes no fucking sense. And I think that's the point. Right, because if Trump was really on the list and really a pedo that wanted no one to figure this shit out, he would either have strung us along for 4 years saying we're going to get to it any day now, or he just would stop talking about it entirely. But he instead talks about it almost daily, like he wants to keep reminding people to not stop being pissed about it.
Well, he talks about it daily because everyone will not let him stop talking about it.
Yeah, it's a question every time they're near him.
Yeah, I know, but like he also will make random truth social things. Like, it's not just in interviews. He'll make random truth social posts about it. Like, why is he talking about it? He didn't want to talk about it. I don't know. It's really funny because I used to hate this guy, and now I'm like, I still think he's gonna like champion the world. So.
I can kind of explain why someone would want to talk about something on Twitter when it's the perfect time not to talk about it. Two things. One, for any, no matter what anyone's opinion on Trump is, I think it is safe to say that the guy is a narcissist.
I wouldn't say narcissist.
I wouldn't start narcissist. I mean,
there's other things that I would describe.
Narcissists are hard to see without getting closer, so I'd have to like be in a closer personal sort of life to like to see that. They're really good at hiding. Narcissists are generally good at hiding themselves unless they're like really crazy. Like,
he has narcissistic tendencies, but he's not a narcissist.
Your turn to dance.
I get the impression that he is a narcissist, but that's not the point of what I'm trying to say. The point of what I'm trying to say is the point of what I'm trying to say is that one thing that Trump easily likes to do is once he's on topic, he will not stop. He will not leave the topic until he gets kind of the last word in. It's been very apparent since his campaign and everything, that like even the debates and stuff like that. If you want to talk about something and he feels that he does not have the upper hand on it, he'll talk about it until he feels like he has the upper hand on it. And that's why he talks about the Epstein files in Truth Social, because he feels I need to clarify myself to the furthest degree to make sure that people understand where I'm coming from. And I think this is to my best benefit. That's why he'll do it that way, even if he doesn't want to talk about truth.
Well, whatever. He's still the list is still going to come out, and those people are still going to arrest it. And if they don't in 4 years, then whatever, I'll eat a shoe. But like, you know, I still think it's going to occur. Because here's the thing: I've went down the rabbit hole of looking down that stuff, like the human fucking trafficking, and I took 1 foot into that pool and jumped out because the imagery was fucking horrifying. Not like actual kids getting, you know, none of that type. But like after effects of those terrible evil shit. And people think they understand how evil this shit is, and it goes beyond what even people think. But some of the people that were on that list that have like it's not 100% evidence. Like, I'm the type of guy where I'll have 100% evidence for me. crucify someone.
A bit of violence, yes.
But I've seen a lot of evidence where people like Obama and Hillary and Adam Schiff are all pedophiles. And so it's like he's not bringing out a list, but instead he's bringing them out in like other ways. And I think we're going to start at treason with those people and then work up to the worst crimes, which is ain't treason. Much worse than that. But, you know, we'll see.
I would like to agree with you, Reggie, to some degree.
Danger!
But I do have to say that I think overall,
Watch out,
more
Minot.
than likely, the reason that Trump's not making any sense is because he wants to release the
My,
list.
what a lovely
But
fate.
the ramifications of releasing the list as is too catastrophic that it's not worth doing.
I don't know if he's ever going to
not
release a list 100% like directly, but I do think that a lot of people on it are going to get arrested. You know.
But that's
Like,
still really shit, because if he releases half a list, that's not better than no list. Is it? Because it's
Time to bleed.
it's literally cherry picking, you know.
then everybody's
the
gonna
government's-
question it.
Yeah, everyone's gonna question it. It's cherry picking to the advantage of that government, and you know, nobody like the only people that didn't get away with it are just the enemies of that party. But like, I can't be happy with that unless every single person that's held responsible gets caught.
I think every single person, and I would never have said this a year ago, but I honest to God believe that Trump is going to get all these people arrested. And unlike all the shit he promised in the first term, that was setup. This term is the execution of that setup.
Useful.
And I didn't believe that. You know how much I hated Trump before, and I've turned.
He
Like,
doesn't, but I do.
yeah, well, Black knows because I argued with him a lot about it. I was a Trump hater. I didn't vote for him at all in either election, to be honest. And yet now I'm like, I 100% believe it. I've seen enough information and read enough shit that I just believe he's going to. He might not. I mean, I don't know anyone 100%. I'm not in his inner circle. I can't judge Trump's patterns on seeing him. I don't know. But I do believe it's going to happen. And if it doesn't, well, that's going to suck a lot. And it could not happen. It may very well not happen. But I believe it will. And I believe it won't just be half list or a 5 or 10 guy. It's going to be everyone.
Everybody,
But I think they're going to not do it in the way we think. They're just going to be like, here's 100 list people, so everyone can lose their minds and go out and riot or go to those guys' house and kill them themselves. You know, they're probably going to arrest everyone and then release a list or something.
okay.
You know, because they don't want. Like the public is not a bunch of critical thinkers. Like we're all critical thinkers in this party, but the general public are fucking not. The mob is not a critical thinking thing. You know, if you release information to the mob will just lose its fucking mind.
Here we go.
So I think they're going to do it, but I think it's going to be done indirectly, and then we'll see the effects later that will justify the insanity we're seeing now.
That what you just said is kind of why I would say that there's information on that list that makes it impossible to release, because you just basically highlighted the mob is not capable of critical thinking, which means a mob will see list, mob will enact justice based on list. List is not a 100% representation of actual crime, and that's a problem. Because there's going to be people who are going to actually be innocent who are on the list. Because not everyone who's going to be on that list is actually going to be guilty of something.
I don't think it's wrong that people are mad and upset about this, but I just
I'm not.
But no, I know. But like, I just want to say that like I see people online mad and upset, and honestly, I think it's good they're mad and upset about this. It's better than them being like, I don't give a fuck, you know. I think it's good they're mad and upset. And I do think it's annoying that this is like, I wish we just get to the arrest part instead of playing all these games part. But I do think that there's a purpose to that madness, and I think that when it comes down to it, it will all happen, and it will justify all the heartache and frustration we're feeling now. But it's hard to see that while we're sitting in the middle of it.
Feel the burn.
I don't know. I mean, I have to ask, if there is a feasible, legitimate, logical reason as to why someone would take so many, I would say, so many random approaches, like what is the true, like, what does that really accomplish versus doing things efficiently? Like, are we supposed to, like, let's say that everything happens as you say it does. Does that mean that I'm just now supposed to think that Trump is so random that you got to be kept on your toes? Because it's, you know, like, I don't. He's on his second term as president, and he doesn't really need to be showy for anything.
No, but he is fighting. I mean, he is fighting. These people aren't just isolated incidents. You don't have a network of blackmailed sex offenders that control entire governments and corporations and just be like, oh, these are just some random incidents, just some pimp of the street. I mean, this is dark Illuminati level shit. I know people don't want to talk about it because that sounds like it's all movie and we're super tinfoil hat, but like, and I'm not saying there is like 100% an Illuminati thing going on, but you can't just have this well of a connected planetary global child trafficking scheme without having some real leaders and evil people in places that are infiltrated in the government in like a very like Illuminati-like thing. You know, and so if you're fighting against that, and these people are powerful enough because they've spent decades in the government, that they've infiltrated all levels with various people, sleeper agents, blah-de-da. You've got to slowly figure out who's on your side and who's totally not on your side. Yeah, you get rid of all the rainbow children easy enough, but then not every sleeper agent's a rainbow idiot, you know? And you've got to, and I feel like Trump's fighting the government itself. Like his own government isn't 100% on his side. He's got a lot of agents and a lot of people on his side that are powerful in their own right, so it's much more helpful than his first term, but it's still just, it takes time to fight it all and get it all, and I think they're trying to do it in the right way. Like they could just release it and just like, whatever chaos comes of it, fuck it, you know? Which is what a lot of people want.
I also feel like that perspective also like paints Trump as this, like, deep down he's really trying to save the country kind of people. I just don't think any
I really think he does.
Period. Any politician, period, whether, you know, left or right, you know, Democratic, Republican, neutral party, Freedom Party, anyone. I think anyone that's in a position of power is typically in it for themselves. I can't imagine any politician
on that one. I fundamentally disagree with you, George.
Yeah, I was gonna say as I said, I didn't support Trump for years, but I've seen more to him, and he shows more care. And if he's faking it, he's doing a better job than any politician, businessman I've ever seen. You know, like
if Trump is purely in it for himself, then his behavior doesn't make sense. Does he gain something from it? Absolutely. There's no such thing as a truly selfless act.
I mean, he gains power and love and all that.
For their own self-interest on some level. But
that's my point.
But the point I'm making is just because there's no such thing as a truly selfless act. You have to also take into account that means the thing we call selflessness doesn't truly exist, so you can only judge by degrees, and the behavior Trump exhibits on a regular basis suggests that at least in the way he thinks, he is doing something altruistic. You don't have to agree with the results or the methods, but...
Well, I just fundamentally don't agree because, like, for example, do you believe Superman did this? Clark Kent.
Let the ink flow.
Depends on
not Superman the character. Superman the idea. Like, Clark Kent, Superman is as powerful as a god and is capable of incredible feats, but he is incredibly selfless, and he chooses to use his power primarily for good, and he doesn't go about it any other way. It's truth, justice, and pure, pure and just unadulterated good.
Okay,
right?
so before you continue, what was the question?
Do you believe that someone like Superman exists?
Yeah, well, one, Jesus did, and then two, many people try to mimic Jesus, so, like me. So
I would say...
I do plenty of good that ain't to my benefit. but I hope it is.
I would
at
say
the end
that
of the day.
question isn't a fair question to begin with because, one, you have to define what is good and what is just, and most people can't agree with that concept to begin with. So, it's kind of a non-starter. You can't actually answer that question correctly. Would I say there are people who aspire to that? Yes. Do they ultimately achieve it? Not always.
But what I'm saying is, well, in order for someone to be close to Superman, they have to have a wealth of power, because you can't technically be. Anybody can be Batman, but not anybody can be Superman. Because
What
Superman,
you're talking about, though, George? You're talking about does power corrupt? Does absolute power corrupt? Absolutely. The answer is it has the potential to, yes. In fact, it will always lean towards corrupting someone. So 100%, I agree in the philosophy of absolute power will corrupt, and therefore the idea of Superman is almost impossible to achieve because most people will not actually become that because their self-interest will overwrite their altruistic side.
I have the power to completely destroy my entire family, and I honestly do want to at some level, but then again, I love them enough that I don't want to destroy them, even though they fucking deserve it.
But that's a very
I know that's like metaphorical, well, obviously, but no human's ever gonna have godlike fucking power except for Jesus. So, you know, I mean, the theory's kind of ridiculous, but
that's taking it. But I mean, like, that's taking it quite literal. I'm saying that people that are in leadership roles, the role of the president, prime minister of a country, and so forth, like, those roles are roles of almost equivalent power. Sure, there's no laser beams and frost breath and heat vision or like X-ray vision. None of that, or flight. None of that exists. But what I'm saying is that they are in a position of power and authority that are much higher than the average person, and I cannot, for the life of me, think that someone with all that power is as saintly as a Superman would be. I know that that's not the argument for President Trump, but what I'm saying is that my argument is that he's not even 20% or 30% of that. Like,
I think Trump. Here's the thing. I honestly think Trump wants to save America and make it successful. Partly out of a businessman, partly out of being pride of American, and he wants to be a savior for America. He wants people to look at him and be like, yeah, I saved this country. I saved it from all these evil rich assholes been fucking you for decades. I wanted to be the one to save you. So if that's some level of narcissism that he wants to be the savior, but it's doing so much fucking good, then I'll take it. Like, what else am I going to expect? Every politician's been 1,000 times worse than Trump's ever been. So, like, I just, you know.
I mean, I don't know, because right now he's touting that he has already saved America. And
in some ways, he has pushed things
the whole
in a
world,
direction that is
at
good.
this point, the entire world is bowing to us economically.
Claiming 100% completion are two different things, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're talking about the difference between hyperbole and gospel, right? Like, does Trump have a problem with stating things he shouldn't say? Absolutely. He's hyperbolic. That's who he is.
He's a spoiler.
He's not a perfect individual. Like, when that's part of the problem I have with the whole Superman analogy is I'm not looking at Trump like he's Superman. I'm looking at Trump as if he's a man. He's a man who has power that's achieving certain things.
The issue that I have is that there are people that are looking for a Superman when they shouldn't be looking for a Superman.
I mean, I agree with that.
Listen, there's people. There's the people that I follow that have got me around to this idea. Some of them believe in Trump being like some Superman-like figure, and I think I'm disgusted by their views. But, like, you know, I still think Trump's doing a lot of good.
He's closer to Satan than he is Superman.
In bed, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's your assumptions. You have no hard fact to that. Even if he was on the list, even if he's on the thing, we have no fact.
In the latest episode of South Park, he was actually in bed with Satan. So.
Okay, yeah, besides joke stuff. But there's a lot of people out there being like, he's a pedo. Oh, well, we don't have
I mean,
100%
if-
evidence.
if-
I mean,
if-
I've seen a lot of evidence that like Obama and those other three are on it too, but I don't have 100% evidence that that was what was being said,
with which we are able to crush
I
or
would
actually
say-
did. So
I would say
We are
judging
so much
character
more
based
agile
on
and
action
aerodynamic without the heavy
and not
uniforms
just
constraining our
pretty
glorious
words,
muscles.
but like actual like
With Leslie's
concrete
unstoppable
actions
training
and
regime,
historical
we are impervious.
context of what
That's
has
how
been
we
done.
were able to charge through that ghostly Gamage barrier
Trump
and
stands
reach the Patriots.
uniquely
But
as
it
a
seems
president
we've
who's
been wrong
done
about what she is.
more for the benefit of the country than
Patriots
himself.
is just as trapped as we.
he's done
Now-
more in 6 months than
The
in
real
the 20
terror
years of paying attention
lies
since we
beneath
went to
the
war with
wilderness.
fucking Iraq. I've been paying attention to
The
politics
rest
since
of
then, and
Expedition 60
no
Mars
president
Like,
has
it's-
done as much as he has. So like, even
Well,
if
I
he
was
is a
tasked
super
to
villain, or
warn
even if
you
he's a
there.
narcissist as fuck,
But it seems
you know,
I might have run out of time.
he's still done a lot of good, regardless
One
of the other
last
facts.
swim separates me from Lumiere.
Yeah, but then that's the end.
But even
But
with
that's
my
going to be
mighty
the ends
muscles,
justify the
I
means
don't know if I
argument.
can
The
have
point
not
is,
at all.
we already voted. Well, we've
Not at
already
all,
voted
because
for him.
So
So
here's what
regardless
it
what we
was-
think, he's gonna last for 4 fucking more years. So
here's the
Well,
thing.
no, it has nothing to do with that. I don't like if he's
Don't
president
waste
for
time
4
with the
years. That's
Patriots.
what he is. He's president for 4 more years. Nothing can ever change that.
Hold
I know,
on,
but saying
George,
he's gonna-
George, I want to hammer this down because the ends justify the means. That's not what this conversation's about at all. The conversation is about he was elected to do something, and he was elected based on the campaign promises, and he's kept most of those campaign promises. In fact, the biggest contention right now is the Epstein files, which is, and most Trump supporters will tell you they're pissed about the Epstein files, but it's a minor blip compared to everything else they want. Right? Like it's like if the Epstein files don't get caught, don't get brought out, it's like, okay, well, minor thing. No one expects Trump to actually be his saint. So
Well, hold on. That the Epstein files are not a minor thing, though. I would not consider that a minor thing.
yeah,
they
and
are
I will
minor
say, like,
blip
if he
in
got
terms of most Trump supporters' overall support. Not that they're a minor thing
give him
in
4
the
years,
grand
so.
scheme.
I also don't think it's a minor blimp in terms of support because he is getting a lot of flack for this.
oh
Of
yeah,
course he is, but that's not a condemnation of the idea that people would still support him overall. It's just a condemnation that we're not going to sit around and go, yeah, you're cool, Trump, for not doing this thing that we want you to do. It's Trump, you're being an asshole right now. Fuck you. Continue doing the good things.
No, it's
Right,
more of, no, but it's his approval ratings that are straight up going down. It's not a, and this is, by the way, approval ratings going down. I will preface that all presidents suffer through approval ratings going down. I'm just saying that his approval ratings are going down significantly for this.
Of
yeah,
course.
there's a lot of he lost a lot of trust he did build up for those first like 6 months. Like he was on a hype train, man. Right? Like I've been following this stuff hardcore. He was on a hype
that will
train.
help.
Everyone loved him, and he definitely lost a lot of love, like from the base followers for that, you know. But like even people like Asmongold, which didn't vote for him and is more like he has a lot of leftist viewpoints that I don't agree with. He is
Asmongold didn't
very
vote for him?
happy.
I felt for sure that he would have. He was a Trump glazer for sure.
Well, he glazes the good things he likes that Trump does, but he also makes a video on this Epstein thing literally every day now. Like, I'm not going to let anyone forget it.
I should,
But-
you know what, I
Okay,
should
right.
But he
backtrack with
also
what I
believes
say.
in.
Hey, Reggie,
When I say liberal-
I should backtrack with what I say with Asmongold because Asmongold he leans on the direction that gives him the most benefit.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. That's his job.
Yeah, yeah, that's his job. That's literally his job. So like, I don't know.
I've watched him for hundreds of hours now, which is really surprising. I found that out
I
on
used
Twitch.
to. I used to watch him for hundreds of hours, but literally
Well, he's changed a lot, and he's like, I don't watch people. I don't watch Twitch. I don't watch streams, and I watch him pretty consistently because as I said, I don't agree. He's like, oh yeah, I think abortion should go all the way up to 9 terms. I don't agree with that. You know, and he believes in other liberal things that no
I think this
conservative follows.
conversation is going to delve into an area that's irrelevant. I don't really care whether Asmon's a good person, whether Asmon's true, whether
I'm just
Asmon
saying.
has a vested interest. I don't care whether Trump's approval ratings are going down.
But my
I'm talking
point
about-
of Asmon and not his future, his past or future, whatever, is that he 100% agrees with getting all illegals out of this country. 100%, get them all out. So yeah, he's very happy about that. He's very angry about everything in Epstein. He constantly mocks and gets mad at
Brace
Trump
yourself.
online about that. But then he's very happy about that, but he's also, you know, has fucking liberal beliefs like abortion and other shit that he says all kinds of wild shit that I don't agree with. So he supports Trump, but it's not blindly like a lot of people I do follow that support him 100% no matter what he says.
Well,
So,
I mean,
you know, what I'm saying is someone who's more liberal even can say that there's good and bad that he does. It's not just all bad because he did one bad.
Here we go.
No, but it's not
love
even
those.
about. It's not even about doing one bad. And first of all, like we're treating one bad as if a bad counts as a point, and that a good counts as a point. It's like for the amount of good things that Trump has done. From my perspective, I don't know what things have happened immediately that has benefited the country, because as far as I know, taxes are still high. We got $3 trillion more in debt. We had we start still suffering from inflation. The wars are not over yet in between Russia and Ukraine and Gaza and Israel. I know that things are seemingly settling, but nothing seems quite finished yet. Now, granted, he has 4 years. These things can change at a dime.
I'm willing to give him 4 years is my thing. If after 4 years, like, especially like the Epstein stuff isn't like fucking I honestly I expect that to be cleared before the midterms. But like if that's not cleared after 4 years, then you know that's going to be his legacy that he failed in that. So
Which is fair. It fails and fails.
Okay.
But the point I'd bring up is
Feel the burn.
failing to enact the change you want, but still striving for it, I think is a lot better than saying you're gonna do it and never even making a serious attempt. Which is like the past presidents' modus operandi. Like they say shit during the campaign trail, don't even really take steps to get anything fucking done. Like, like a perfect example is Doge. Okay, love it or hate it, Doge achieved some things that will ultimately help your country. And a lot of people are pointing out things like, oh, they pulled the cancer research. It's like, well,
it's hard for me to think that they're a net positive when they pretty much fired my mom. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to.
Great.
Oh no, I get that.
I mean, but that's the thing, right? There's a perfect example of this is like some people finding out that they're going to pay more in taxes, or they're going to have to, or their 401k is going down. It's like people are going, "Aren't you mad at Trump?" And they're going, "No, I'm not mad at Trump for this, because this is a necessary suffering that needs to happen in order to fix the core fundamental." You know when I talk about band-aid solutions? It's like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, your mother should have been fired so that things could get better. No, but what I am saying is, like, sometimes bad things have to happen to get to a positive outcome. Not an end to justify the means.
It has to happen the way it happened.
Well, and again, if you've got a really broken system, sometimes again,
Careful now.
I can't say that 100% was the best solution, because I don't know what the best solution is. All I know is you've got an entire system. Like, here's a perfect example. Last time Trump was in office, he tried to pull troops out. What ended up happening is they wouldn't let him pull troops out. They lied to him, said they pulled the troops out, let troops down. He's had a government that actually wouldn't do what he asked them to do. So this time he came in swinging, basically saying, no game, I'm just getting it fucking done. So, on the one hand, I totally get it when someone says, man, Trump's being a dick. It's like, well, when you're not playing ball with the president, he's been elected by the majority of your country, as is what happens when you win not only just the electoral actual popular.
But Trump has more support now than he ever has. That's why he's able to get a lot of these things, out.
Yes,
I think
that doesn't
it's
change. That doesn't change what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, last time he was in office, shit didn't go his way because he tried to play nice. This time he's not playing nice.
Well, the first
And
time
more
he
shit's
also
getting done.
he also put people into positions that other people were like, hey, these are great guys, good guys. When he came in this time, he came in with his own crew. And his own crew, I've noticed, they'll be like, say there's a controversy with Trump, like this Epstein stuff, big old controversy, right? And now suddenly the FBI, the CIA, and Bondi or whatever, none of them are like talking, and so it's like it seems like there's this big, there's big trauma going on, and no one's communicating, and it's like, well, what's happening? Well, and yet, like with RFK and other people in charge of other departments, you're hearing of them still getting stuff done. And I thought, wow, that's amazing, because it feels like in every admin it seems like we've ever followed, if a trauma or a dramatic event happens in one sector, the whole government shuts down. And yet it's like Trump can be bottled up with one issue, and yet he's still got essentially commanders as part of these leaders of these departments going out and achieving things, and they don't need to work directly under Trump to achieve it. Like, if Trump's bogged down, that's fine, they'll do it themselves. And it's like, I feel like he brought in more people that were aligned with what he wants, and they're getting more stuff done, versus like hiring people that people recommended, and those people are actually traitors or other losers,
Just try it.
Fighting him.
It's also easy to point at Trump and say, Trump's doing a bad job, because literally every media outlet tells you Trump is doing a bad job. No, I'm not saying you're buying a media outlet, but I'm just saying, like,
because I don't because I stopped watching all the media.
I
stopped watching all the media outlets.
But I'm just saying, like, it's really easy to get into that mode of thinking, because even if you're not I hear it all the fucking time, and I don't watch any fucking news media.
My, what lovely feet.
I hear it constantly. I know exactly what most of the left wing thinks about Trump. I know almost exactly what most of the right wing thinks about Trump. So when I say I don't really give a shit about his approval ratings, there's a reason for that, because approval ratings are not a fair and accurate estimation. They are an estimation, but they're usually not accurate. It's just like polling data. Like, look how wrong polling data is on a regular basis. Because sample sizes, questions asked, who is asked, it doesn't equate to an honest, accurate estimate. People couldn't understand why Trump won. And yet, you can ask Reggie, I've been saying Trump would have won 2020, in all honesty. And I do believe that, I have good reason to believe, that the 2020 election should have actually went to Trump. And I point to things like, if you actually look at exit polling, most people who voted for, well, not most people, 10% of people who voted for Joe Biden said that if they had known about the Hunter Biden laptop story before voting, they would have changed their vote. Even if that doesn't mean that they would have, even if that means they wouldn't have voted for Trump, but they also wouldn't have voted for Biden, that would have flipped the election. There's an article.
I'm pretty sure they talked about the Hunter Biden thing during the election, though. So I don't know how that information came across.
But it was shadow banned. Like, for instance, when the New York Times originally brought the story up, they were censored on Twitter.
And Twitter used to be so different back then.
And most media websites, including Facebook, were told before the Hunter Biden story came out, there's a Russian conspiracy coming around involving Joe Biden. I can't remember the exact phrase, but it basically, they told them exactly what was going to happen and then said it's Russian disinformation. So what happens is, the moment this story comes to light, all the big media companies, all the big social media companies, they suppress it because they don't want it out. And so this story was immediately considered Russian disinformation. And then like a week before the election, the information starts coming out. But it's like, by this point, it's too late. So when people talk about campaign interference, or election interference, that is election interference, right? So it's...
So you are claiming election interference, though, for Trump's loss at 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe that
Goes
Joe
offline right
Biden
now.
is going around stuffing ballot boxes. But I 100% believe that there was election interference. In fact, there is a famous article, the shadow campaign to... I can't remember the exact title. But it was... shadow campaign...
Brace yourself.
Oh yeah, I remember after they got elected, they were like the shadow fucking group that helped of fucking, what was it, company leaders
It helped
that helped
save America, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was so like bullshit.
This was not written by like a right-wing source talking about the left. This was written by a left-wing source about all the people on the left wing who made sure they did everything they could to prevent Trump's election.
That was so wild.
Again, that's... And here's the thing. Most of what went on, and I would say 99% of it, is legal. So...
The thing is, they act like, and they put, I don't know how much they believe it and how much
like
they're pushing their own believing, but they think Trump is like essentially Hitler. That's not just like buzzwords. Like a lot of them actually think that. So they think anything they do that could be slightly illegal, hey, as long as it was done by it, if it's done against Trump, then it's justified because he's an evil leader. Therefore, they're justified.
People who say that exact phrase. Stuff.
So
yeah,
and well, the media pushes that. They're like acting like Trump's authoritarian and, you know, some dictator, and they're trying their best to fight against Trump. They even talk about that today, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just crazy they push that level. You almost think it'd be liberal or whatever, but
I don't.
Yeah,
and it would be slander if it's spoken.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, some of them do get in trouble, but not as much as you think.
Well, that's the thing, is that's the glory of our government, is that we are able to say as many things as we can. We're allowed to call any president Hitler if we wanted to, and we will not be arrested or killed for it. That's like
right. But if the media, which is supposed to be neutral, is a 100 beside it, that would make that people think the media is neutral. Even my parents, despite everything I've ever showed them, still to some degree think that the media is somehow neutral, and therefore they trust that the media is going to tell them the truth that isn't biased in any one side. But that's not true. Most of the media is very biased, and so therefore that it's not just you're not just saying like your own opinion on the street. You're literally manipulating the public because the public expects you to be neutral, but if you're not actually neutral, then that's like manipulation, you know, propaganda and shit.
It's like I often say this: I trust Fox News more than I do CNN right now, but I don't trust Fox News. Right? Like, I am keenly aware of how biased they are. I recognize consistent patterns of behavior. So, how often right now is CNN lying versus how often is Fox News lying? How often is Fox News really... Fox News' lies right now is hyperbole. CNN's lies right now is obfuscation and lies by omission. So even when CNN tells the truth, they're still technically lying because they are not telling you something they should be telling you.
And I guess they can just keep getting away with that, you know, that's fine. But
and
like, I'm just
like a perfect example of this is, again, the fine people thing. That they are still saying that today. From the fucking moment it happened, the full quote is, there were fine people on many sides, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and white nationalists because they should be condemned wholly. They never play that part. They never play that part. That's a lie by omission. And so you have a bunch of people walking around your country who think that Trump actually goes around and loves neo-Nazis. They also continuously ask him the question, why won't you condemn neo-Nazis? Even though he's on film multiple times in multiple interviews saying, I condemn neo-Nazis, I condemn white nationalists, and yet they keep saying, well, why won't he condemn them? So, like, when I talk about the acts of election interference, I'm talking about a whole host of things, and that's one of them. Right? It is a very specific effort. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, the right-wing media engages in that as well. It's just they do it a different way. There's YouTubers I watch who I'm like, fuck off, because they'll say something about such and such left-wing politician. I'm like, that's not fair representation.
I can't
That's not a
sustain
fair
the expedition as much longer.
Yes, are they slimy? Absolutely.
We need to defeat
But
them fast.
if they're not doing what they're accusing them of, then fuck off. Don't even say it.
Yeah.
I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but there was one recently.
My last words I just honestly want to say on this is that I've done a lot of research to make me believe the things I believe, and I could be fucking completely wrong. And we'll just have to see. I think Trump's got 4 years. I don't think it'll take him 4 years to achieve the greatness he says he will. But it's just I also don't expect to convince literally anyone. I don't tell my parents. I don't talk to anyone about this stuff anymore because it's just like I've done a lot of research that no one else is doing, and trying to convince them on like a fucking few sentences from my broken brain, that ain't gonna happen. So it's just like, here's what I think's gonna happen, and we're just gonna have to wait to see what plays out.
I think that for my last words is not that we shouldn't take him for his word or anything like that. My issue with Trump is just an air of caution. Is that I have many people within my circle that as soon as Trump got elected, the first thing they said is, now the world will be a better place. Now the world is safe.
That's
now
terrifying.
And that is a very terrifying thing because, and I know you guys don't believe that, but what the issue that I have is that people have extremely high expectations of what Trump is able to do for this country. I just cannot, and maybe this is me being cynical, but I just cannot believe that we're gonna experience the 180 that Trump is saying. And I know that we shouldn't like believe the things that he's saying, like in the literal sense. But the thing is that many people that have voted for him do believe what he says in a literal sense, and that's my biggest issue is that America is not gonna ever be as great as it was back in the 80s, back in the 70s. You know, where burgers are never gonna be 5 cents again. You know, like, and I know that
it is possible, but it's. I'm not.
Like I said,
I think it's possible, but will it happen? I don't actually know, and I'm willing to say that. I'm not willing to be like, I 100% blindly believe in Trump. And from a religious standpoint, I don't trust Trump because if you look at how the religion stuff works, Trump's one perfect world starts touching into like negative religion stuff. So as much as I like Trump, I'm also wary of how that's gonna go. You know, maybe he does turn into a dictator later on, or maybe his son does. I don't know. Shit.
I just want to.
But I think good things are gonna happen, and I want good things to happen. But I'm still just watching, and we'll just have to see.
I just want to say, George, I do think the world will be a better, but not necessarily that America is saved. But I do think the world will be a better place because Trump is elected. Not because of Trump, but because any time a pendulum shift occurs, it is better because the alternative is the continual swing in a single direction with the
Dude, imagine Hillary won or Camilla won. Holy shit! Like I'm very happy for Trump just to have not her winning. Like if nothing else.
Ideally, a pendulum shift. I would like pendulums to stop shifting back and forth, but that's not going to happen. but we were due for a pendulum shift. And the fact that we were not shifting was scary to me, because we are literally inching towards dystopian futures. Now, dystopian futures are set back until we reach the other side of the pendulum. Once that pendulum swings far enough that I have to start actually worrying about right-wing extremism, like actual right-wing extremism, then I'll be like, okay, the left wing needs to win to save the world. And I want to clarify that.
There's a lot of shitty right people.
This is not Trump has saved us. This is people are at least aware that the world is not in a good place. Whether Trump wins or not, it is a discussion being had.
Danger.
So I want to clarify that is a major difference between, you know, Trump is our savior and we needed to do something other than what we were currently doing. A perfect example.
I can agree.
Perfect example too. Okay, my country currently fucked, and getting more fucked, because what did we do?
Worth it.
We didn't fucking vote for the other guy. We just put in the same fucking people. Like, everything's bad. Everything's getting worse. No one can afford to live. No one can buy a house. No one can afford rent. No one can afford groceries. Let's put that same government in charge. Let's not even try it.
It'll be different this time.
Yeah, it's... I have told you the definition of insanity.
It's Canadian politics.
And the thing is our fucking right wing isn't even as right wing as your right wing. And Trump's not even that right wing. Like, realistically, he's an old school Democrat. He was a Democrat. His talking points are old school Democrat.
Yeah, there's a lot of his followers that are fucking crazy and would love. They're like extremist Republican. They think Trump's not going hard enough. Like, and I'm like, I'm glad Trump's not going as hard as they want.
I'm not saying you're doing this, but you can't base a politician based off the most extreme elements of the voting base. Because I wouldn't do that to the fucking left. I would say that, like, for instance, with Harris, for instance, her rhetoric fed into the worst of her base, and Trump has some of that too. I'm not taking that away. Trump should honestly denounce some of the people who support it. Not denounce. Denounce is the wrong word. But just straight up say, you guys are fucking crazy. Like, hey, I'll take your support because I'll still do good things that you guys want to see done. But you guys are fucking loony. Like, you guys have no clue what's going on. You support me like I'm a deity without understanding anything I'm doing. And it's just like, okay, chill.
That would be a selfless thing to do.
What?
That would be a selfless and good thing to do. But I think it's just he's got so much support. Like, why turn that off?
That's honestly, I feel like Trump's too much of a crazy president. As much as I support him, he's still fucking crazy in a lot of ways. That I've said it in the past. I think he talks too much. I think he spoils shit. Like, he'll essentially give you spoilers to plans that are coming up, but they just sound like crazy fucking conspiracy theories, and then some of them come true, you know. But it's just like, stop! You sound crazy right now. And what's funny is Vance sounds so good that it's like, I honestly think after Trump, if Vance ends up becoming like the nominee and being the president, like,
just try it.
It's gonna be like the best. I think Vance would be a better president, but it's only after this.
Even though Vivek Ramaswamy has lost a lot of,
dude, he's like disappeared from the stage. Man. He's like,
But, I mean, even though he has, I would actually say that Vance or Vivek would have been a better president. Like, I would have said, in fact, I said this. I said, if I were an American citizen, I'd vote for Trump the whole time, while simultaneously believing that Vivek or Jane Dance would have been a better.
I wanted them to win.
A bit of violence, yes.
Like, I mean, the only reason I wouldn't, if I were an American citizen, the only reason I wouldn't vote for them is because the reality is we need that second term. And again, when I'm talking about pendulum shifts, that's why. It's not even a matter of.
Here we go.
You could kind of accuse this of being ends justify the
A
means
storm is coming.
on this one, George, but like you need that outcome because it will open the discussion up to what needs to happen for the country to succeed. If Trump does one right thing, one wrong thing, then you can adapt a strategy based on the differences. Like, oh, getting rid of illegal immigration actually solved this problem. Oh, but our policies and procedures around this cause more problems and headaches along the way. Cool, let's tackle the procedures and make them better. Or, oh, shit. Trying to end this war this way didn't actually work, or it did actually work, or whatever. Right? We need those differences. It's like the whole reason we have freedom of speech in any country is, you know, good ideas don't always rise to the surface without being challenged.
Well, I think you know me at this. You know me well enough that I always have the fear of with good intentions can create bad things. Because
Here's one from a book. The best intentions can cause the greatest harm.
Yeah, that's literally something that I just have a unfortunate, like, strong belief in, is that I think that so many people want to do so many people want to do the most good that they can possibly do, but it comes at a very, very terrible cost, and that I fear that we could be blind to it. This is all a fear. This is all like a thing, like there is logic behind this fear. It's not irrational, but it's more like I don't know. It's like
20 years of shitty politicians give everyone a good reason to have a healthy, like, suspicion of everyone else. I mean,
well, that's the thing is that I
like Trump, and I think he's done a lot of good, but, like, look at all the other politicians, right or left, that we've had for the last 20 years. They've all been shit. Like everyone's been shit.
Put in one of the most draconic fucking acts ever passed that's still active today, that gives too much fucking power.
Yeah.
To your government.
Oh,
like,
speaking of acts, and I know this is kind of veering off, but have you guys? Well, I know that you can't, Patrick. But has anyone contacted the government about the Child Internet Safety Act?
I haven't yet. Yeah, I was
never
reading more
called
about
a single
beforehand.
senator about anything in my entire life.
Yeah, it's one of the most important things. We got to respond to this shit.
Yeah, we need to respond to that shit right away.
It's literally one of those things where I'm just like, this is one of the most important things that has come up in the past few years.
I know I'm segueing back here, but this is kind of an important example to what I'm about to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
What you just described, George, of you're always worried about good intentions leading to bad outcomes, right? That bill is a perfect example. But not only that, but even your fear around it, of not wanting that bad outcome, is in itself
a good action that could create a bad outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I'm very aware of it. But I'm going to stick to my guns on it because I should at least remain consistent.
Yeah, use your emotions to guide your actions.
Yeah.
They're a tool.
Sorry, mine sealed away. I'm still trying to break.
Oh, by the way, I want everyone to know that this entire debate has been broadcast.
It has been live streamed, technically, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, because
we did our first podcast, guys. Congratulations.
Oh, great.
All right, a firestorm. Good.
Let's carve a path.
All right. So, anyway, let's get back to the real topic. Why are
He
women
blows
such
up after
bitches?
this.
It's because I bleed.
I would laugh
What?
if I looked over at my Twitch and
What
I
was
saw
the
like
question?
1,000 people were watching. Could you
So
imagine?
funny.
I would be so fucking happy.
1,000 people watching, and it's just me and George. And then they come back to your stream next week. It's like, where are the political
Yeah,
guys?
what happened? It's like, God damn it, guys, we got a job. Come on.
We want George, Reggie, and Patrick. Where are
Well,
they?
that will help.
Oh shit.
Today's political debate.
What was your question about the women, by the way? I missed it.
Why are women such bitches?
Yeah, all right. I tried to enter the manosphere, and I'm not very good at it.
Oh, it's because they rely on their emotions over logic. So that makes them
See,
jealous.
I don't
and
necessarily
other issues.
believe that. I mean, I do believe that, but like, what I mean is, I don't believe that it's.
I don't believe it's the exact why they're.
I know. I don't believe that it's emotions. Rather, it's.
Your father's been extra.
Nah, listen. It's gonna take a lot to convince me otherwise at this point. After dealing with my mother, it's emotions.
No, what I mean by it's not necessarily emotions is it's more primal than that. It's like so it's like when you think of like the difference between men and women in terms of how we behave. It's like one acts out of self-preservation, one acts out of procreation. So
Wait, we're actually talking about this?
Not impressed.
joking.
I got
I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about actual, like, difference between men and women, like, well, what actually drives behaviors, right? Like if you think
Men
of
see
the
things
guy,
through
you
logical,
know.
women see things through emotion. There are outliers, of course, but that's primarily.
Well, that's the reason.
It's not good or bad.
Even men act on emotions, basic primal.
Yeah,
ones.
but but it's
right.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you understand
I
the
definitely feel-
primary filter is logic. Yes, they have emotions like anger and whatever else, but like for the most part, men don't judge the world through an emotional filter. They can do it sometimes at the same time or as secondary, and sometimes there's outliers and they do it only through emotion. But they generally don't do it through emotion, and that's. Listen, I've talked to a ton of girls who were trans, and they're like, "I'm male," and they were not male. They didn't know how to be a male because they didn't understand how a male thought or worked. And I, as a male, understood how that worked. And it was very frustrating because they're like, "I'm a male," and I'm not a male. You want to be, but you don't understand the brain how it works. And it's because they see things through an emotional lens. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be. But so can men, just seeing things only through logic. So you want to have logic and emotion, like
but what we're talking about then is we're talking about how do men and women approach a situation differently. Yeah, men will typically respond with a wonderful response. Typically, so like it's like how do we deal with this situation? Well, the correct way to deal with this situation is to approach it this way because that'll lead to this outcome. Versus,
Ready to evade.
I don't like how this makes me feel, so I don't want this situation. Right? It's just two different ways to approach a situation. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But what I'm talking about is the core of why people behave. What I'm talking about is the primal urge of procreation versus I can't remember the word I used, but self-preservation.
Idea.
Right? Women preserve themselves because without themselves, baby not born.
Sorry,
Men procreate because it is irrelevant whether we exist after.
Yeah, some species dies right after having sex, so.
Or becomes the food for the babies.
Yeah, you bet.
It's like,
it's like
okay,
how
great. Now I'm
purposeful
gonna
your
kill
life
you,
is.
and you can feed our young.
You know what? I think that probably should have been JD Vance's main argument then. Let's just feed the husband. Let's just feed it. Once they're done, this is how we take care of our babies. I mean, we're not having children in the United States.
The entire world.
That's like it.
Oh, don't worry, my sister's doing their part. They have one has 4 kids, the other one has 5 kids. That's what happens when you're part of an old-fashioned church. People get married and have kids. It's pretty normal. I'm actually the abnormal one. I'm the abnormal one who's not married with no children or a wife. And within my circles, I know there's nothing wrong, and no one gets mad at me for it. But I'm just saying, in my social circles, I'm the abnormal one. So, this is fun.
You know what? I still wouldn't even call it abnormal. I would argue that instead of it being abnormal, it's just...
Well, it's abnormal because I'm abnormal, which is fine. You know, it's just how I was born.
No, I still would not even
but,
argue that. I'm saying that you just literally stand out. That's still not abnormal.
I mean,
it's pretty abnormal.
If you're saying you stand out, that's basically describing that.
Most people get together, they date, they marry, they live their life, and Listen, in my social church group, all I'm saying is I'm an outlier, and I'm weird. I'm not saying you don't always have to be. I know weird people who are not outliers. They got married and they had kids, you know, even though they're fucking weird. I think being weird doesn't make you an outlier, but I'm just saying I am one, and I am weird.
I think the argument I'd use here to say that Reggie is not abnormal is to point out the fact that actually his entire social group is abnormal in today's society.
Feeling better.
So he's actually more normal than they are.
Gosh, it feels so nice to talk to other humans.
I really should be going to bed, but I'm more.
I am refreshed.
Okay, next topic. V Shoujo.
Yeah, so it looks like Iron Mouse is going to start getting more collaborations now. She's talking to Vebe again. She's talking to a bunch of people now.
Dude, I thought, you know how cool it would be for Iron Mouse? Iron Mouse said she was getting, like, you know, people like, hey, want to join our studio, whatever. And she was like, oh, I just want to stick neutral at the moment, you know. Take a break from all that shit that they're still going through, you know. And I just thought, what if, like, Iron Mouse set up her own studio and she kind of became like a madam from, like, those old... like a brothel, but not actually become a brothel, where she just like takes in a bunch of other talent and helps them.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm just saying, like, she has her own.
Let's go back to
she has her own, like, organization, and as someone who's been in the field for a long time, kind of acts as the leader and helps all the younger talent girls, you know, with their thing. You know, that'd be kind of cool. I'm not saying that will happen. But
it's funny that it's funny that you say that, because that's literally the exact same thing that Pirate Software suggested, but now everyone's like, that's a terrible idea.
I mean, the thing is, a lot of this talent gets treated badly by people who don't give a shit. So I thought if, you know, someone was a VTuber who had experience and she knew, you know, or
I think that she has experience in being a VTuber, not necessarily experience in running a VTuber, you know.
Well, yeah,
agency.
Her life experience would make it difficult, but I just thought that would be a cool idea of, like, how in, like, China or Japan, like, they had those brothels, but what they, like, the nice ones, where there was a lot of rules and regulation to it, and that was an older lady who, like, just, and they didn't just sleep, you know, it was like the thing where they played games, they had arts, they had skills, because that was a big thing back then. But
Why, yes.
Look,
She
Reggie,
managed
that's all
that.
cool, but like, why's it gotta be a brothel?
Yes,
I don't know what the structural system of that is called. I just know that it happened in brothels, but you could do it without the brothel aspect.
I mean, like, a brothel is almost
Watch
no
out, Nick.
different than a club, but a different subject. Like, think of a brothel as a club for sleeping with people. It's a, like, it's a
Yeah,
club.
but without the
It's a
sleeping with
furry
part.
club.
Well, that's boring.
I just know.
Again,
I want to look it up.
I want to become the leader of a VTuber corporation, and I don't even want to take money. I just want to be like, all of you come under this umbrella, and I will organize fucking events on this main channel, and I will take care of your shit in the background, like Iron Mouse, so you don't have to fucking like
Feel the burn.
put your face out there
You're outmatched.
or your name, so we can deal with the legal shit. And all I'll take is like 1%. You don't have, there's no fucking rules, do whatever the fuck you want, don't care.
I'll carry your burden.
That's like, well, what do you offer? Fucking nothing. A cool club to be a part of. Branding. That's what I'm gonna offer.
Fuck it, just open up a club. Open up a Discord.
I should just VTuber Discord club. Come on! You just become a corpo VTuber without becoming a corpo VTuber. Totally cool.
I will say that
Let's carve a path.
that sounds really ambitious and great, but you should take more than 1%, so long as it takes care of you. Like going to like the Stop Killing Games situation with Ross. Poor guy couldn't pay his rent during the entire time he was doing that thing, when he should have funded Stop Killing Games, so that way he could have put the money forth into paying his bills and then continuing support for the thing. This was something that Louis Rossman, not Louis Rossman. Is that his name? It is Louis. Yeah, that's something that Louis Rossman pointed out, that I was just like, oh, actually, you know what? That makes perfect sense. Take care of yourself, so that way you can continue to keep taking care of other people.
To be fair,
So, you know.
businessman, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But I'm saying that it does make a lot of sense, because coming from a position of like not being a business person without that business experience, it's probably really easy to come to the conclusion that you don't need to take a dime from anything, and still help people, you know. But we live in the real world, and you have bills to pay, and you know, maybe you're like me and you want to build Gunpla in your spare time, and
Oh, well, the whole point of this corporation is 1% from an Iron Mouse. It's still a sizable amount of money. Like, if I'm not doing anything either, then that's
She
a
needs to
huge
set up the
amount of
company
money.
as the base and leader of it, and then have
You are
Connor
doing
be like the
something.
actual manager.
I would be doing very minimal, and the benefits to the VTuber would be greater, and I'd basically be leeching off that 1%.
Let's carve a path.
By having very few restrictions, the whole idea is that I would have many under my
I think I'm
many under the brand,
Here we go.
and as they all grow, that 1% just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't have to worry.
Right. I get that, but like, you still gotta, like, if you're still gonna help organize events, then you gotta buy venues.
Well, that depends on what kind of events I'm organizing.
Well, you know, it depends on how. I guess it would depend on what they would want from you. If all you're gonna
Must
give
have been
them is
here.
absolute freedom and total anonymity, and you help them by
How's it
making
there?
some phone calls,
And
they'll
the
probably
camera
be
we
like,
need to bring back
I was like,
Lumiere.
thanks, thanks, I guess.
Again,
Gotta
and
take a
branding.
piss. BRB.
The branding's
Right, and-
important too, because you know, if you've
Right.
got the brand, you've got like there is absolutely a gotta catch 'em all effect that happens when you're part of a corpo, because It's like, oh, look at all the HoloLive VTubers. I gotta subscribe to every single one. Oh, look at all the VShojo VTubers. Let me subscribe to all of them. There's definite like for instance, a perfect example is like Gura switched herself over, and there's no denying she's shot up really fast. But there's a segment of her fan base that did not come back. And those are probably the people who are HoloLive fans, not Gura fans. So, from that sort of aspect of it, it's just like...
Tsunami waves finally reached Japan.
So, what is a tsunami? That's our next topic.
It's
what is it really?
Ground displacement and displacing water, and then it moves.
And it hurts if it hits you.
Because all that water movement barely moves in open ocean, but when all that volume, the shore gets narrower and narrower, it builds up, so then it's a huge fucking wave on the shoreline.
And it hurts when it hits you.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a house and hits you with that.
What is pain, really?
And you can't breathe. You can't breathe.
Powerful signals in your body that warn you you're in deep shit, and it hurts, and then it drives you crazy.
Guys, this political conversation has to, well, more than political, this conversation.
Yeah, you should join again. It seems like I haven't talked to you in like weeks and weeks and weeks, so
it's because I haven't been on in weeks and weeks.
Yeah,
so you should get on more.
Well, yeah.
I keep forgetting what Brian's days off are, and honestly, like
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. I will be on next week for sure because I'm off next week.
But honestly, we should also do like a movie night, maybe play some Dead by Daylight again. I don't know.
We gotta get Devin in the party.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, I'm heading out. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Alrighty. Good night.
See ya. Well, so far the tsunami waves, they don't look like 2011, which obviously was like a 9-point run right off their coast.
9.1 out of what? 10?
I was just saying these tsunami waves aren't as bad as the 9.1 they had off their coast like 14 years ago. Can't believe it's been that long. I don't know, this video's not very long, but
I guess that's looking at it on the bright side. It's still, but it's still dangerous, right?
well, yeah, it's dangerous, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be like it's hard to say. I gotta, the tsunami in 2011 took hours to build up to where it was flooding massively inland, and at first it wasn't relevant, or not relevant. It wasn't apparent that what was going to happen because it was so slow of a buildup. So this 30-second video doesn't really show me how much the waves are moving, but the bit it is showing me, they seem pretty low level. Like they might flood the beach and a little bit beyond the beach, but not like destroy massive property and people. So far. But this is just one spot too. I mean, there's other places on Japan's coast where it actually will funnel the water, and it will make any tsunami will make it worse. So who knows? I'm just saying, at the moment, this one video is like doesn't look too bad so far.
Meteor has been listening to Expedition 33 soundtrack this entire time because she didn't want to hear us talking.
Gotcha. Kamchaka.
I should expect her to be sick and tired of my shit when I get involved in these conversations.
It's like rocking out. Oh, are we done? Okay. Bow bow. Bow bow. Someone spelled Russia wrong. It's Japan.
Man, if it wasn't for the weather, Japan would be a great place to move to.
I'd move to it anyway, even with the weather.
Or not
I mean,
the weather,
I
the
probably
natural
won't.
disasters. They have to deal with a lot of natural disasters, earthquakes, and they have to deal with
But the earthquakes
tsunamis.
aren't as bad for them because like they've learned how to like super engineer their buildings to like handle that stuff. Like most of America isn't prepared for a major earthquake. You're like we're gonna have a bad time, but they've engineered the heck out of themselves.
That's mainly because like a lot of parts of America typically don't deal with earthquakes and stuff like that. So they're like, okay, well, if we don't typically deal with earthquakes, there's no need.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying like even on the West Coast, like I mean, I'm sure there's buildings over there that are earthquake prepared, but are they Japanese level earthquake prepared? You know, like those guys, they really heavily engineer their buildings for that because it's a lot more consistent over there than it is on the West Coast, even. But the West Coast could easily get an earthquake as strong as Japan's strongest ever has been. So, you know, that I'm saying is the West is not prepared. The West Coast is not prepared for that level of an event because it hasn't happened in so long, so no one's scared. Well, in Japan, it's a lot more common.
Yeah, because it's a lot more common. I do wish we had some level of preparedness for that kind of stuff. But it's kind of difficult. I think a culture probably also has a big thing to do with it too.
It's hard to prepare. It's hard for anyone anywhere to prepare for something they've never seen happen, really. And most people really haven't even seen it. There's been more uptick of earthquakes in California, like some 5s and 6s, and people have been really shocked that that's ever even occurred when really they shouldn't be because California is in a massively earthquake-prone location. And yet it's suddenly really new to them. So, like, no one would have thought, probably them or even their parents would have thought, hey, we should build all this, you know, Japan-level stuff for a potential that's never come in anyone's lifetime, not even their grandparents. So,
even I can sense him.
Yeah,
when in Japan, it's like every decade you get a big one.
We better make sure we're ready.
Yeah, but like,
and then you get lots of small ones, and so yeah.
I will say that I do miss when people build the shirt to last, rather than build the shirt to die off in a couple weeks.
Except for my oven, I really wish my oven would die. Man, I got the oven in this apartment, and they're like, "Don't worry, we'll replace it when it breaks." I look at it, it's like 1950s oven. So what? Never? It's never been replaced because it's never broke. Holy shit!
Yeah. Built to last.
It's good, baby. But there's some things where it's just like this thing has no dials of temperature, so it's just like a lot of guessing with eye work, and it's like I want it to be replaced. But hey, good news, it probably will always work.
Think of it as a learning opportunity. You now know fire.
Yeah. I don't bake with it. I bake in the air fryer now. I bought an air fryer powerful enough that will bake and cook really well like an oven, even though it's a smaller space. And then I just use the stovetop because I like the oven is just got a on and off. There's no temperature gauge. It's just like flaming hot and zero. Like, holy shit. How do you use this? How did they use it? Like what? They must have known like the calculations or who knows. But I just found it really funny. They looked at me and they're like, "Yeah, we'll replace it when it breaks." It's like, so never, like, because this place used to be an apartment, and they like not an apartment, like a motel, like a 1950s motel with a little kitchenette. Everything is replaced except for the fucking oven, who's probably been here for 70 years.
Last piece.
You know what though? I bet you if you had owned that oven, there'd be a lot of buyers.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's just really funny that like even the refrigerator and everything placed with the oven's probably been here the whole time.
Did they replace the refrigerator, or is that an old refrigerator too?
No, it's a new refrigerator. As I said, everything's newer except for the oven.
That's the same. I don't think that refrigerator is gonna save you from a nuclear attack, though.
You
grieve probably not.
for two.
I grieve for many.
The choices of parents leave indelible marks upon their children. But ultimately,
I pretty much did
The
all the
voices in
hunts I
their
think I
head
needed to do in
to
Monster
be their
Hunter.
own. You cannot set
And
the
I look
boundaries
good.
of their life for them.
Oh, rack.
This is a blast longsword? No, it's not. I don't know what longsword this is supposed to be.
New joy in life. And I tried.
What's 40
But I
centimeters? I don't know how many inches are this?
Faso died because of me. How do we
Longsword
get from that to joy?
under Leggy Acres tree. There we go.
Child, it will get better, I promise you.
Okay, so the observed waves so far are 40 centimeters, which is approximately 1.3 feet.
Nothing.
So, not very big waves, honestly.
But that's a choice I must make.
So if Japan's waves are only reported that high so far, I'd say Hawaii is probably going to be fine, and the West Coast probably ain't seeing nothing.
You treat me as if I'm
Because
still
Japan's like the closest.
Shadow from the worst day of our lives is going to suffocate you and take you from us too.
But that can change though, because tsunami, like I said, I remember watching tons of video of the 2011 thing when it was happening, and that like it went up, it like flooded the rivers, so like, but the river like wasn't like a tidal wave up the river. The river just, the water level of the river just started to rise, like, but coming from the ocean instead of like coming from the mountains or something. Just started to rise very slowly till it started going over the seawalls, and it was just like, if you weren't watching that, you wouldn't even notice. Like, it was so slow, you wouldn't have noticed that happening if you weren't paying attention or like knowing it was happening. So I was like, you know, maybe it starts at 50 and goes higher over time. We don't get enough tsunamis that are noticeable in the world to have like a lot of like good you know, information to like study. You know, it's like big quakes that create big enough tsunamis to be like noteworthy are quite rare. The good news is it was 50 feet or 50 miles deep. So like I've seen like earthquakes, like shallower ones occur at like 9 miles, 10 miles deep. That's pretty shallow. So 50 is like, that's like almost medium range. I've seen some that are like really deep at like 150 miles. So like the more shallow they are, the worse they'll typically be because of the energy is at the surface even quicker.
Watch out!
Let us stain them.
Where are you at now in the game, Brian?
Fighting Renoir at the end.
Oh, did you run into Expedition 60?
I did, yes. It's just
Okay,
we were hot in conversation at the time, so I was like,
They got the farthest, I think.
They did.
It's crazy. They could have beat it.
In fact, the developers, they are aware that a large group of fans is demanding a side game slash
Okay.
of just Expedition 60.
They make an anime of Expedition 60 with a bunch of
Yeah.
Armstrongs. Like imagine like Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist just like muscling their way through everything.
Yeah, but they're saying that they love the idea. They just don't think they're gonna do that. But they absolutely love the idea.
Yeah, it's definitely meme-worthy.
Yeah.
By the way, when they said like the writers, right? Like there's other writers. I just imagine like, what if the writers are the writers from like the Mist series?
I would have lived.
You know, where they write worlds in their books. That would be so cool if that's what the writers are. They write books, they write worlds, while the painters paint worlds.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be the next Clair Obscur game. Is probably going to be from the writer's perspective.
It'll be interesting. When I heard them writers after seeing the painter stuff, I was like, so like Mist, right? Where they write the ages in the book.
So I do have to ask. I was trying to wait until I got to the ending to ask this. When was the point when you did realize that the world wasn't real?
Oh,
We were
when?
entertaining? Yeah. When was your point?
Well, believe it or not, I kind of just literally until
Until they told me, like I just thought we were in a fantasy world.
So
for me, it's some point before that, but it's still very close to right when they tell you.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
I had some suspicions, like probably since the beginning, that something just seemed a little off about the world. But the thing that confirmed it for me was a conversation with Minoko and Verso. And at that point I was like, okay, I'm really starting to think the world isn't real and we're in a painting. Or this is a dream of somebody, which it kind of is both. So
yeah, it's kind of kind of both.
Now, another thing that you mentioned with the writers is, I also have a suspicion, I haven't beaten it yet, so I don't know if it actually goes into it, but I have a suspicion that, Gustav might have been an outside entity.
Oh, that's an interesting thing.
And the reason why I think that is because it's very pronounced that he was writing in his journal in the beginning. I was just like, that stood out to me.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I don't think I've ever heard anyone mention that as a theory. So.
Yeah, it's just it's the Kojima conspiracy in my head. I'm just like, I was looking for stuff, and I was like, why does this stand out to me so much?
Yeah, and you know what? Now that you mention it, it is rather interesting that the only person that interacts with writing is Mael, when it was Alicia that was tricked by the writers in the first place.
Yeah, and exactly. And him being a writer, maybe he's trying to manipulate her inside of the painting.
Yeah, that's actually a very, very astute observation.
But like, I mean, how would he have gotten the painting? Like, you know,
he wrote
like,
himself in.
He know how to interact.
He wrote himself into the story.
Yeah, but like this,
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know the extent of a writer's power. He really could have written himself into the narrative. You know, but we don't know if that's how that works.
Yeah, we don't. We don't. It's open-ended at this point.
It's open-ended, so that means
I do hope they make more.
That
somehow,
everything is
connection.
absolutely possible. So that means that it is probably absolutely possible that a writer could invade a painting, but a painting cannot invade a story that a writer writes. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably what makes the writer so scary. People are also talking about the possibility of a musician's guild as well. am. That sounds like a fun idea.
It's a battle of the arts.
Yeah, it's a battle of the arts.
Here we go.
A storm is coming.
You start with the next game from the writer's point of view, and you have to fight Clair,
Feel the burn.
kill you all.
I'll do it.
I already fucked Clea up. We actually don't know how strong Clea is as a paintress either. We just know, we only know how strong Renoir and
Actually, I don't know. I went online and read a bunch of stuff. I don't know. They say she's as powerful. They say it's like she's as powerful as her dad, but not as experienced because obviously he's been doing it far longer.
A bit of violence, yes.
I would argue
She's more. They say she's more powerful than her sister for sure. Maybe not as good as. They said she was like equal with Verso. Like her and Verso both equally made Verso's world together. So, but like their other sister was never that good at it, and maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Verso older, but
that's because Verso was not really all that good at painting at all. That's something that Renoir would constantly harp on, saying, you know, like Renoir was somewhat, according to the journals, he was somewhat disappointed that Verso preferred music over art.
Yeah, I got that too.
And and then what was it? So
they definitely weren't as powerful. I don't know.
If you look at everything that Verso has drawn, which are the gestrals and
oh god, how do you say his name? Shit. That dude. Damn it.
Esquier, yeah. He drew the gestrals, he drew Esquier, he drew you know, his faithful dog companion that's not a dog companion that likes feet. I forgot his name right now. Monaco?
Yeah.
Yeah. He drew Monaco and he drew Francois. Actually, he didn't draw Francois. It was Clair that drew Francois. That's all that was ever. That's all that ever existed in that world. You know, prior to Aline creating all of the inhabitants of.
Maybe it wasn't she was powerful as her parents, but I just know that she's more powerful than the girl you play.
Yes, because she is able to do one thing in particular. She's able to do is she's able to repaint existing people.
Yeah, they said like I think when you like fight the secret one of her or something, it's like she like repainted herself, like, and they were like, yeah, that's not really supposed to happen.
Yeah,
like, what?
I guess a good way to say it is, basically she's not as creative, but she's good at copying art. In other words.
Yeah, that's what it is. Is that I think that she, like, she's good at like painting what she sees, not painting from them. Yeah. Not painting from imagination.
Yeah, I'd say she felt more logical in like through her story. I thought so that would make sense. That she's very more straightforward.
I would have lived.
Yeah, and I do find it hilarious that Renoir is this extremely powerful painter, but he cannot, for the life of him, paint feet.
A bit of violence, yes.
I find it hilarious that every single
dude, he was so cool in the game, and then like when she find himself, I was like, that was still cool, even though it was different. Like
Renoir is still one of the most badass old people in gaming.
I just found like are you at the end of the game, Brian? I can't remember. I don't want to spoil it.
He's fighting the final.
Yeah, I'm fighting Renoir in his creator form at the end.
Okay.
I assume he's gonna
just
have a
funny,
second
like,
phase.
I just like during the whole cutscene where he's like talking and stuff, and I was like, is it weird that I'm like agreeing with his message over my party's? Like, why?
Oh,
Why am I like?
too.
Like, I was just like, it was so weird. I was like, this game has surprised me the whole way through. Various twists and turns. I'm like, am I supposed to be like on his side? What the fuck? Because I'm like, yeah, for the party, yeah, for that. I'm like,
Not how we
what the fuck? Why am I feeling different? So I like that game a lot. I do think about it still.
Yeah, I still
nice.
I try to avoid it, but I still get into debates with people over ending A versus ending B.
truly.
I still debate people like crazy.
That game just like made me feel stuff. Like it's so rare for a game to like hit that hard anymore. It's just like, damn. I so much feel the meme of Palpatine like, we should be watching your career with great interest after that game. Please, I can't wait to see what else you guys make. I also read recently they got invited by Square Enix to come to the studio and like talk with their crew and their Final Fantasy guys.
Oh,
and then,
yeah, because they liked it so much that they're like, oh, this is a solution to turn-based combat.
And then they also got an invite from Kojima to come check out their stuff. And it's like, dude, talk about accolades. And it's funny because like the directors, like the first Final Fantasy I ever played was like me and my brother. We couldn't hardly even read what was happening on screen, but like we played 8. It was just like the best game ever. So it's like they started playing Final Fantasy and what got him to love the game, and then he makes a game that's so great that Square Enix invites him. Like, talk about like a dream, dude.
Yeah, that is a dream. That is absolutely a dream.
This is beginning to irk me.
Fuck.
I get the feeling. I get the feeling. I mean,
on the axons first.
that's meeting your heroes, man.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy for that game. I love that I keep thinking about it occasionally or listen to the music occasionally. And I'm just like, I can't wait to see what you guys are gonna. I can't wait to see what's done. I've watched a ton of reaction channels to that game. Not like the full game maybe, but like a lot of the key points, just because it's so fun to see people's shocks and twists and turns in the thing. And the musical scenes, like when you meet Monaco and all those scenes are hilarious.
And, yeah, Monaco is like literally like my favorite character. And I used him like crazy because I wanted to make sure he learned every single ability.
I did
possible.
the same thing.
As soon
as I got him, I immediately backtracked to the beginning and walked forward, fighting all the enemies just to make sure he had everything.
Yep. Yeah. And there's a lot of really, really fucking strong ones that he gets. And I was just like, bro. He's very easily early game broken. He's not late game broken like Mael and Verso, but he is very easily like the most broken character in the footage.
Yeah, I regret not doing that same one.
The only thing I was missing was the bosses. It's interestingly enough, Brian, the bosses also count for Verso's speed collection. Some bosses.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Which is great for New Game Plus, because I finished everything in New Game Plus. I collected all the things.
Okay, phase 2.
And again, the fucking music!
Here we go.
Alright, now I gotta do the litter and then... I don't know where the spot is now. Whoa, what do I spray?
Oh no, they have some. Right.
Oh, yes, I got you. That's fine.
Feel the burn.
Alright. That should do it.
4 sperm whales washed up with the tsunami. They're all living too, they're just like now stuck on the beach.
Poor guys. It's gonna be in...
I mean, they're still partially submerged, but I mean, still, they're essentially, they're sperm whales, so they look like buses. They're like stuck. It's kind of weird though, it's like they're very deep diving. I'm surprised they get caught.
Sperm whales, they go to the surface. They do.
Well, I know that because they have to, but like, I mean, they're whales. They have to get air. But I'm just surprised they would get. You don't usually see them as the type of whales that get caught on beaches.
Violence, yes.
So it's kind of like, huh.
Cut him down. Here we go.
There's something about them I think is really cool. I don't know if it's because they fight giant squid or not,
Feel the
but
burn.
like, I feel like there's a movie I watched as a kid that made me think they were really cool, and I can't remember what
Time to
though.
bleed.
This one I see them, I'm like, oh, these guys are cool. Gray bus whale. Maybe it was One Piece, but honestly, I don't think I ever got that cool. So I didn't feel that emotional to that.
Let's carve a path.
The only game I've ever played that made me feel like equally emotional to Expedition 33 was Mother 3. Where I literally just straight up, like, as much as I tried to hold it, I cried on screen. And I'm pretty good at holding back the tears. But I fucking cried like a bitch on the street.
Yeah, I don't cry, but it's not because like I'm trying to be tough. I just kind of like suppress my emotions too much. Now I don't cry for nothing. It's got to be a lot. Like I watched I was watching like pretty much the only anime reactor I reacted at this point. But he was reacting to Gurren Lagann, and like Kamina died, and like it made me emotional. I found it like a slight tear in my eye, and I was like, I've seen this like 5 times. I already knew it was coming. Like I'm surprised I feel anything whatsoever. Like that was a weird moment. But Expedition definitely made me feel sad in a lot of ways, like a lot more sad than I ever feel. And the last game to achieve that, who knows?
I think they just did a really good job in making the reactions real. Because it's not like, you can kill a character in a game, and I would not feel a thing about it, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that if the reaction of the game's characters are realistic and relatable...
Well, that's the thing, like, they're not only are they the most realistic fucking video game characters in like an entire generation, or like seriously, but they used, I guess, what, the best mocap I've ever seen. Like their facial expressions actually look like real human facial expressions. You don't see that in video games.
You had me until you said the faces, because the faces bother me in this.
That's really funny, because I thought they did a superb job.
I think they're all hot.
They are hot.
All of them are hot.
Yeah. I would bang the shit out of Verso, I'm not gonna lie.
I would also bang the shit out of Verso, and I don't care if he is only his torso and stuff. I wouldn't care, it's the same shit.
What is this move? How do I dodge this? Oh god.
I like Seal's personality the most. More attracted by personality than physical, but it's like none of them were that super attractive. But I'm like, personality I like.
What I like about Sealy is that she is very accepting of a situation. So she's like, my husband died. That really sucked. So I tried to kill myself. That also really sucked. But here I am.
And I just moved on.
You know, like. Like there's a lot of there's a lot of acceptance with her where she's just like, I'm just alive and I'm moving on. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I'm going in the right direction.
Oh look, Jestrels. I'm gonna be their champion.
Actually, did you romance with anyone, Brian?
I actually did with her. Yes.
Oh, you did it with Luna? Oh, not
Yeah.
Luna, I mean with Sealy.
Yeah. It's just a fling.
I romanced with Luna on the second playthrough, and I'll be honest, I for the life of me can't see why anyone would romance with Luna, given her given her personality and how she reacts to the way the game plays. Like, I don't know. For Verso.
Without flying.
Because she's just like, why didn't you tell me that you're immortal? It was like, it's not exactly an easy topic to talk about. She's just like, well, maybe if you told me, we could have figured something out. And I'm like, I think you would have called him crazy.
Pushing the very boundaries of creation.
But I thought they all acted realistic, and then like when like Mail was like having like her flashback / seeing people in the gray world thing, and she had like her little panic attack from it, like they all acted like pretty natural, and I was like, dang, that's good.
Yeah.
And it's like through each situation, it's like I felt them. They just acted human. They didn't act like they were heroes. And they're trying to save the world, but honestly, they don't really know what the fuck they're doing. And they're just trying their best. And it just felt so realistic. So when events were happening, I feel emotional because these people feel so realistic. I can actually emotionally connect with them. Unlike most stories, which are just like these wild events, and it's just like, there's no really connection to them.
Precisely what's at stake.
Yeah.
You want control.
Yeah.
You want to feel like you're doing something you couldn't say.
Yeah, I think they hit the nail on the head with their story.
It was like I read a really good book. Like I sometimes in the past when I read more often, I would read a really good book and like characters would go through events and I'd feel emotional over it because I mean you're literally reading their emotions, like the book's explaining to you exactly how everyone's feeling, you know, and you really get a good idea of who everyone is and whatever. In like video games or a movie or whatever format, it's harder because you're not seeing directly into their mind and their every thought and emotion, but like for a game to hit those notes on me and make me feel emotional like a book, that's super rare. And it's like, so. And it kept me surprised because I was like trying to figure out the story as we went, and I'm like, okay, I think it's this. Well, okay, now it's this, and now I'm just fucking confused. Okay, I definitely think this is what's happening. And it's like, I like that I kind of kept guessing throughout most of it until we got more towards the end. And it's like most of the stories are just like you figure out what's happening and what the story is going to be within like the first hour or two of a lot of games.
Since the fire.
And you're just like, well, let's see how this variation plays. But and what kind of game we were having, kind of until the end, because at the end I didn't expect to be agreeing with fucking the dad. So like it kept me guessing, it kept me feeling crazy and different all the way to the end. Like, damn, that is so rare.
Verso's death broke us. Want it to be fixed. I need it to be fixed.
Yeah, it's a very difficult subject on how you would side with stuff too. And I can even understand from the point of view of the people that were pretty much against Renoir's idea from the get-go, because everyone experiences a very difficult, different traumatic event. I think people who kind of side with Renoir have done one of two things. They've either experienced a similar traumatic event and they've learned to move on, or they have never experienced a traumatic event and then they think this is the logical solution. Versus people who are like who are very much against Renoir, are like they've experienced a traumatic event and they just could never get past it.
Just a little longer.
want to trust you, but
yeah. It is late. I would have liked to. I'll have to ask
Damn.
you next time, Brian. What ending you decided to go for?
Gotcha. We're in cutscenes right now.
Oh, you're in cutscenes right now.
I am.
They're just talking. They're doing talk no jutsu on Renoir right now.
Yes.
keep the light on.
Okay, Yudira, I'm gonna stick around for like 10 more minutes. I do want to see.
He's like, all right, you're really close to that junction. So.
He's like really, really close to the. I just want to know what he's gonna do. Oh, I better save before I go away because I earned all those tickets and I crafted all of those armors. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, I got spoiled by autosave. I think the main thing I'm reading for is Deltarune Chapter 6. Have you tried Deltarune, Reggie?
No.
They got a.
That's the sequel, right?
It's not a sequel.
Or I don't know. It's the same type of world, isn't it?
Yeah. It's its own story in a similar world, just not the same. And they do not.
I've never played Undertale.
Never played Undertale. I think you would like that too.
I know everyone says it, but I've just never tried it. So.
Oh well, Deltarune's Chapter 1 and 2 are free, so you know that's an easy end.
I just want to be a person that's.
Be a person that what?
I just want to be a person that's never played Undertale. I don't know. I just don't have a particular desire for or against it, really.
Okay.
And this is probably just an excuse because if it's only on computer, I'm not playing any games on my computer at this time because I'm afraid it's gonna break. But
it's on everything.
But that would also, but I say that would just be mostly an excuse because I'm not like opposed to trying it someday, but I don't know. I'm not really interested in any game. I'm playing this fucking Assassin's Creed because I don't have to think. Like, I've already played Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed's a pretty basic game. I don't have to think through any of it. I just run around and do shit.
Okay, so you would prefer to play a game where you wouldn't have to think.
Yeah, because I got 2 other games on my list that I have literally... One is that fucking... I can't remember the name because it's a weird fucking name. Now I'm gonna look... Metaphor Refantasio or something.
Yeah, Metaphor, yeah.
Yeah, I've got that and Cyberpunk. Like the full DLC and all of that purchase, like Ultimate version. I haven't played either of those games, and it's like partly because I'm just not in the mood to think in a video game at the moment. I'm just playing fucking Assassin's Creed games where I don't have to think.
Oh, Abiotic Factor is on PlayStation?
It's on Xbox too, and crossplay across all of it.
It's crossplay across everything?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I looked that up when I heard it announced. I got it for Game Pass.
It's free on PlayStation Plus. I can actually play with people. We should play Abiotic Factor.
Going to die here.
We should.
Why don't you just leave? You can.
I've not played it, but it looked cool years ago when I saw it like on a trailer.
This is not worth your.
But yeah, it came to Game Pass, and I was like, "Is that crossplay?" So I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure it's crossplay with everything. Steam, PC, PlayStation.
That's been something that my cousin and his friends have been trying to get me to play with them. But the thing the reason why I never got it is because they already finished Abiotic Factor. Like, they got super, super far in, and if I was to join in, I'm just a new guy in, like, this already developed world.
Yeah.
And I didn't find that to be very fun. Like, I like discovering things with people, not necessarily, like, being told how to discover something.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
time to stop painting.
Yeah, it says it's
Yeah,
it
some
supports
gadget.
cross-play on PlayStation, Xbox Series, and Steam. Can all play together now.
Ah.
Yeah, and there's not many games I can play with people on an Xbox currently, so...
Hold on to each other.
Oh yeah, this is the new. Is this made by the same people as Black Myth Wukong, the Wu Chang Fallen Feathers?
I don't know if it's made by the same people. There's another game that's coming out called, like, Phantom Blade Zero. I watched a whole gameplay video on it. Holy crap. It looks really good.
Man, Chinese game developers are killing it right now. They're the ones that are they're the ones that are going to be going through a lot of positive reinforcement in the gaming industry.
Yeah, because that Phantom Blade one is also another one of those, like, Japanese games. Or Chinese games, I mean. So, like, Chinese are making a bunch of these, like, really good games. Like, damn.
Yeah,
I haven't played... I haven't played the Black Wukong, but it's coming to Xbox next month, so...
You can't just decide this for everyone.
I think it's the pumped up need to make and play games that Chinese people have, because, you know, games were banned in China.
Yeah. Well, it's like funny because someone was like, you know, before Chinese games means it's a shit game, but now it's like we're reaching the point where it's like a Chinese made this game. Oh, it's gonna be excellent. It's like, what a turnaround.
Here we go.
Yeah, so long as Chinese law doesn't like restrict them again, I think they're gonna.
What about Esquier?
They're gonna take over. There's gonna be a takeover.
Right.
There's gonna be a wave.
Grief blinds us.
No, it was the Wu Chang thing is made by a studio called like Lizong Studios, and Black Myth was made by Game Science.
Game Science.
They're developed and published.
I do wonder though. They seem to develop games rather. How do I put it? Something. How do you describe something that follows a recipe?
Here we go.
Formulaic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there we go.
Yeah, formulaic is a good one. I feel like
so tired of
when you say that.
Please, can we just go home and talk about
they seem
this?
to develop games in a very formulaic way, to where it's kind of hard to tell if a game is made by a different company with them, because, like, I'm gonna just go with HoYoverse as an example. Where they've made a bunch of games, you know, they've made Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, the Honkai Impact 3rd, and all that other shit. But and Zenless Zone Zero. But they didn't make Punishing Gray Raven. They didn't make Wuthering Waves. They didn't make. But the crazy thing is that if you look at like the UI of most of these games, they're like mostly the same. And then like if you look at like the features of the game, open world, action combat, multi-elemental switch, you know, weapon gacha, you know, thing, and I'm like, they're all exactly the same, they're just skinned differently. So that's what makes it feel formulaic. Black Myth Wukong and Wu Chang,
and this Blade Platinum Zero looks similar too. The one thing is all three of these action adventure type games, so or whatever, that's not the right term for it. Come on, brain.
Or even
action, like role-playing type games, I mean. And so it's like they're all making similar titles to each other in similar games. But I mean, so far they've got an audience for it, and we're all eating it up. So it's working.
Yeah, I know, we're all eating it. But that's why I'm saying is that it feels quite formulaic. to where so, I would like to see China make more
styles,
just more genres, because right now they're kind of in a genre pool of sorts.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like they're not quite Soulsborne games, but like they definitely feel like they come from that, and then they're trying to do their own thing a little bit. But like maybe they played everyone played Elden Ring in China too, and they were like, yeah. So their best studios are in this, and then hopefully they'll expand to other genres and other types of games. But they also, from like if you look at influencer culture in Japan, when one person does something, you get like a fucking million more, 100 million more that are gonna do it exactly as the first guy did it, and which is insane. But it kind of works for them. But it's like eventually it does burn it out, that whole industry or thing out. So we might get a lot more studios flooding us more and more with these type of games to the point we get burned out, and then they'll have to try something else. So
yeah, that sucks.
But so far, now Wu Chang feels kind of mid because I've tried it a little bit and I watched someone play it, and feels not very good. But Black Mist seems really good, and then this Blade 1 looks really good, but we'll see.
Stellar Blade was really fun. That was, I think, made in China as well.
I never played that one, but I've heard a lot of people say it was good.
It's really good.
And not just for like character models. I've heard it's good for some people think it's good for that, but I've heard it actually is a good game.
No,
outside of that.
It's a fantastic game. I was really disappointed that it didn't win many awards. And I think it had to do with the stigma of the way the characters were, portrayed. As Eve being this sexy character, where I guess if you wanted to, you could have her dressed more conservatively, but the story itself was actually fantastic. The action was fantastic. The music was fantastic. To me, it was very comparable to Nier Automata, and to me, Nier Automata is one of the greatest games ever made.
I didn't play it, but I did watch someone play it, like its multiple endings and all that, and yeah, it was a really wild game. The story was like it's like what could you explain the story to me? No, not whatsoever, but I liked it. I liked it at the time, but it's a hard story to remember exacts of the longer time goes on.
Yeah.
But it was also very pretty. It played nice for the people. I mean, the people liked it anyway. I didn't mind watching it.
That's the beauty of it. There's like a million messages that you can get from that game. Like there's a million stories that you can get.
The music is fucking amazing. Like some of the best music. Like I said, I never played the game, and yet I was like listening to its soundtrack over and over for a while because it was such good music.
Yeah, the Carnival soundtrack is something that I listen to a lot. Oh, Yadira wants me to wrap it up. Where? Okay, she's giving me hand gestures. I can't tell what she's trying to tell me.
Okay, so I'm still watching the cutscenes, but I did side with Verso.
Okay. Yep. He sided with Verso.
Verso.
Yeah, that's where that's hopefully do you think you're gonna do a New Game Plus, or are you going to get the other ending and then kind of call it and then just do the end game?
I don't think I'm going to start a New Game Plus right away. I'm starting to feel a little bit of an RPG burnout. That's why I was like, okay, we're coming up on the end of it. I just decided to go for this. Because I need to go play a palate cleanser. I've been saying that for 2 days. Because I went from Death Stranding to this, back to back, and I'm feeling it. I'm just like, okay, I need to turn my brain off for a bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
But at a later date.
I know a good way. I know
I
a good
will-
game you can play is called Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
Yeah. Patrick pointed me to this free game called Discussions Over Dinner, which I'll probably play tomorrow when he's on.
Nice.
It's a meme game, and I'm terrified of it when I watch the trailer. I'm just like, this is awesome. And then I kind of want to go play Roadcraft. Try to play Roadcraft. Because me and Jacob bought it with Michael, and it's an awful game, but I want to try to play it a little bit. See if I can get some enjoyment out of it. So I think that's next year.
Nice. Reggie, let's figure out what days we can play Abiotic Factor.
I'm available most days, so.
All right, then I guess
like,
I'll just message.
Yeah. Like the more time I get like ahead to know the schedule, that's always better for me. But I mean, I'm available most anytime, so.
You still working?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm fully disabled. Disability and all.
You can't walk?
It's my mind. I can't hold a job because I can't like
push past your limits, Reggie.
It's
can
hard.
do more.
Nah, that's the thing. I did push past my limits for years. I pushed by them because I didn't even know any of this stuff. I didn't really understand. I had mental issues before, and my parents constantly pushed me, and so I pushed myself to get ahead of their pushing, and I just burned myself out eventually. And yeah, it's gotten. I have a therapist, so like I'm still working through things, and we'll probably spend a few years doing that.
That's cool.
And who knows? I might improve eventually. But as of the moment, like I've gotten just worse and worse over the years to the point where it's like I couldn't even work for my dad in his office in the house we lived in together for anymore. Like I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't deal with like deadlines or stress or anything, and I couldn't. Every day was like. It kind of works that way now. It's like every day I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel. Like hanging, like talking to you guys or playing game, whatever. That's barely difficult. But like going out and like trying to keep schedules with other people, I still have to do that to like do stuff, and it's difficult. I couldn't do it for a job anymore. Because they, I mean, we've all worked on jobs. It's like you got to be here on these days at these times. I can't guarantee I'm be available for that.
Okay, well
that's what we ended up having to stress with the people. And they take a long time. People act like you get on disability. Oh, everyone's on disability. Yeah, whatever. Like, bro, it took 1.5 years of convincing them that I was disabled. It ain't easy to get disability. But as I said.
Well, then I was gonna say let's forego the scheduling bit. I'll just ask you when I feel like playing, and if you feel like playing, then we play.
Yeah, but if you are like, say you set up a day with your cousins or whatever to play, and you're like, hey, we're playing in 3 hours, I would appreciate that. But if not, and it's just in the moment, then I'll decide in the moment. But I'm just saying we could improve those chances if you knew ahead of time. But if not, that's fine. I don't care either way. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I typically.
I don't know if you were trying to play the schedule or not.
No. Typically, the thing is that I am used to trying to schedule with people because people. I'm used to trying to schedule with people only because if I don't schedule it with people, then they just won't play, and then they'll just and then that's it. And then they'll be mad at me for not trying to schedule it. And I'll be like, okay, whatever. I'm very spontaneous. I'd rather literally just hit somebody up random and be like, hey, you free right now?
Okay,
I was like, yeah. So that's a lot more relaxed for me.
That works too for me then.
And I will not be playing with my cousins. I'll just probably be playing with you.
Okay.
And whoever else decides to join in, I don't care. because I want to finally play the game. Having someone to play the game with that also hasn't experienced the game yet is fine by me.
Sweet. Yeah, I got it fully downloaded, so whatever.
All right. So cool. All right. It's 11 my time, so I'm gonna head out. You guys have a good night.
You as well.
Yep. And I'll see you.
Bye, George. All right. Reggie,
Okay.
I will be back. I gotta go take Mr. Dobbs out.
Okay.
Okay, I bet. My dinner was done too, so it's got a good timing.
Hello.
Alright, launching roadcraft.